5, 4, 3.
We're live! We are already live.
Already live.
We are already live.
Already live, and he was doing the countdown.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
We should. Hopefully, we should have a somewhat faster internet connection tonight. I've been working with Glenn to fix some computer problems, and
Better next week.
one of the computer problems is that one of his computers has every single application on Earth known to man.
It's because we're working on the new
I
schedule.
know. I know. Oh, you're precious.
Yeah.
You're precious.
How much? I got a question. How much porn?
Not
A
on-
lot.
Was on that computer.
None of
A
it.
lot.
Not
You'd be
on that
surprised at how much porn
Not on that
Glenn
computer.
R.J. Willett has on his
I don't think so.
on his
I don't
QC
like
News
porn to begin
computer.
with.
Yeah.
I like the real thing.
Uh-huh.
Now, what does that? What does that mean?
2 working microphones tonight. How about that?
What does that? He just said he doesn't like porn. He likes the real thing. What does that mean? You like to like.
Physical
He likes to hire pool boys to
That's
come
what
to
I'm
his
wondering.
house,
Do you-
despite the fact that his house does not have a pool.
He has an apartment. He doesn't have a pool, and he just asks somebody to come over and clean his pipes. Right?
Yeah.
Usually that's what happens.
I'd like to
happens.
order a pepperoni pizza with extra pepperoni.
And every
please.
time people come over to his house, he's got that cheesy '70s music playing in
Yep.
the background, like it's set up for pornography.
Yeah, and he's dressed oddly enough just like he is right now.
Oh my
When
god.
when the guy opens the door. Oh no, wait, no, he
No,
doesn't
he's
have
actually
enough
he's
buttons
very
open.
conservative
He's
tonight.
conservative
He's
tonight,
not wearing.
yes.
You're funny.
He's not wearing.
We
He's
love
not
you,
wearing that
Glenn.
revealing outfits he usually wears.
We got Matt in the chat room has already joined us. So hello, Matt. Hopefully you're seeing a little bit better quality tonight. Excuse me, as far as the internet goes, the
Just 'cause it's
the
show
show
itself,
itself
no.
will suck. So.
You should read your package.
What? What does
well,
that mean?
well, this
Read
is
your
verbal
package.
ejaculation. So when my package comes out, it's not for sponsorship. It's my penis.
Matt was sponsored right away. You could make money. For
I
the
think
station.
Matt would definitely sponsor my penis.
You could make money for the station.
Talking about Matt
Can we
in the
say-
chat room, by the way.
Yes,
me.
not Matt Connerton, Matt in the chat room.
I shan't be sponsoring.
Can I say penis on
any penises.
Ustream?
Penis, you can say. I just think you can't
Cock?
type it in the chat, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right,
no,
you
you can
can-
say you can type
I know
penis.
Ustream,
because-
you're allowed to say fuck, shit, damn,
You
motherfucker,
say whatever you want, yeah.
cunt, cock, all that.
Ustream doesn't censor.
You just
language.
can't show the penis,
No.
right?
Right.
That's
No showing of the
if
penis.
you show the penis.
Well, if I sit like this, maybe
Because I was thinking,
a good.
I was thinking that Matt and I should right now
I'm screwed up.
pretend to have
Oh.
a fight and wrestle
The other
to a
one.
point where our pants come down and our assholes are on the screen, and they'll ruin verbal
Apparently,
ejaculation.
we're being drowned out. Well, what happens if we turn off both lights?
We don't even have the big lights anymore. Are we not doing the big lights anymore?
No.
No,
too much,
I mean,
too much
look at-
lighting.
We're pretty.
We're good.
Can
It's,
we
like,
see
it's kind
pretty
of
well?
romantic, kind of a romantic setting. We need candles.
So I brought up a question prior to Matt Connerton Unleashed on Wednesday before we went on the air, but I'd like to get the opinion of the men in the room here.
Mhm.
What's so great about vaginas?
What's so great about vaginas?
What's so great about vaginas?
It's warm. It's cozy. It gives you that safety of. I think what it is, if we go psychologically speaking, we came out of it. That's why we like to come in it.
Very
My
philosophical.
my counter question to you would be, what's so funny about peace, love, and understanding?
What is so funny about peace, love, and understanding?
Nothing.
I know.
Mm,
I thought his counter question would be, what's so great about penises?
no.
They're just fucking awesome. That's what.
Well, if you own a
You
penis.
just get a hold
That's
of
true.
them on and
I like having a penis.
get that warm sensation on your face.
that bukkake.
That
That
bukkake.
bukkake feeling.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if Glenn calls up the Chinese restaurants and orders the number 7 bukkake. Wonder if he does that sometimes.
Probably does.
When he gets those delivery boys at his house,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and he's got that music playing, his shirt's on. He's like,
I
"Oh,
get
is
the
this my bukkake?"
And I got the extra tip right here for you.
Yes. I could picture Glenn showing up to the door naked with just like pieces of cheese and bologna stuck to his body.
Why would you?
Oh,
why
yeah.
are you imagining that?
Because that's just my thought. It's just my imagination. It's just
Your
it's just my
imagination is
devious
going
thoughts.
wild.
I mean, I
By the
spent
way,
the
I'll be-
weekend at Soulfest, you know, getting a lot of Jesus in me, and then I'm talking that way
All
about
right.
Glenn. So that.
All right. We had this conversation last week, and
Yes.
I'm upset that I have to have this again.
Okay.
With your vertigo,
Yes.
why are you going to these events?
Well, the Lord kept him
The
safe.
Lord kept him safe.
Really? Because I saw him get out of his car
Yeah,
tonight.
Watch me almost fall in the middle of Elm Street.
You ever watch a guy come out of a bar trying to find his keys?
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
It was the opposite.
Yeah.
Right.
It
yeah.
was the opposite. It
Well,
was,
I had
I'm
forgotten-
drunk and I'm getting out of the car.
Well, no, I had gotten out of the car and I had forgotten that I left my Rockstar Energy beverage.
He did.
Trying to get
So he
sponsorship
did. He
from
fumbled
Rockstar,
with
by
the
the way.
keys.
I forgot that, so I was like, oh, so I had to stumble back into my car. So I was waiting for like Manchester's finest to drive by and be like, excuse me, were you just down at the QCE News offices? You look like the people that usually the young
Well, they're-
Puerto Rican boys that stumble out at late
It's
night
because they're coming
you
out of
know,
their roofy haze.
that
that's
have
why.
that that have that glazed over look. I was waiting for that to happen, but you were there to save
What,
me.
what just happened? What's going on? Why does my ass hurt?
But like that look that all of Dahmer's victims had,
Yeah.
that look right before. that ow, my head hurts. I don't know
Ow.
why. But
What's that taste?
it's like that's that taste in my mouth, and why do I have residue of duct tape? Oh,
My hand's sticky.
why? It's really weird. I don't remember going and doing anything with duct tape, but no, I took it easy at Solfest.
You
I
never
mean, it was-
remember doing
No,
anything with
no,
duct
you
tape.
don't,
It's one of
but-
those things you just don't remember.
You don't remember. You wake up, you got like this sticky residue all
Yeah.
over yourself, and
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah.
you're like,
and,
oh.
and the scent of Glen on you.
You're like, wait a minute. But you see this like shirt, like, either it's got flower prints, kind of silky, it's missing about
I think
8
I've seen
buttons.
zebra prints
There's
as
like
well.
one button left on the bottom, and it's laying next to you in your bed, and you wake up and you got like this residue all over your wrist. And you're like, there's nobody else in the room, but you have a residue, your head hurts, and you just have this
This is a
salty,
lot.
this salty aftertaste.
Mm.
It's like really weird.
I'm
And
surprised he didn't come in and chime in on his vagina because he likes
he loves
he
the
likes it
vagina.
25% of the time.
He does.
I did, and I'll be honest about this. I caught myself jerking off to a Skinamax movie, and it was
Wait
a
a
girl
minute.
on girl
Skinamax.
Wow.
Skinamax movie.
Skinamax movies.
I
They still have those on.
that was my 0.1%, I guess.
Wow.
Your 0.1%.
Do you know
straight.
A gay orgasm feels different than a straight orgasm. Did you know that?
It does, really? Is that
Yeah.
dude, who came out with
I
that?
actually, this is not a joke.
Who came
When
out with
I-
the.
And I'm sorry, we're going to be talking about me coming.
Gonna get
but-
into some gay talk. Going
when-
right off
when
the
I-
bat,
I
Chris
know.
Rose's ejaculation.
I
on
that's
Road
full
Rage.
ejaculation. When I climax to gay porn, it feels different than when I do to straight porn. Gay,
Yes.
by far.
Wait a minute, just Matt just said yes without
Yes.
anything else in it.
Yeah.
Like,
I couldn't
was
hear it
Matt
on the
agreeing?
microphones, but Glenn was asking which is better.
Was that Matt was saying yes that gay porn is better, Matt? Have you been watching gay
I
porn?
can't explain it.
ejaculating?
It's like-
Good, I-
It feels higher or lower. It's really
What?
weird.
Headphones in there.
It's
There's
really,
headphones in there?
I'm monitoring the show.
We
so
know,
I-
but you had no microphone.
He's monitoring
is
to
what
the
he was
show for
saying.
No,
content.
I was saying the audience couldn't hear you what you asked.
I don't
Yeah.
care.
That's why I was repeating what you asked.
Yes.
He's monitoring the
He's
show for
monitoring.
content. The only problem is we have no content on the show. So
He's trying to,
he's listening to every single thing that we say about him.
yes, he's
From the
he's-
Puerto
and
Rican
writing
man.
it. He's writing it down, and it's one of
Yeah.
those like lists that that a lot of these people tend to keep when it comes to that day, the day of reckoning. He's gonna come
All right.
in and
What, Glenn?
I know.
We're crazy.
We're
we're crazy.
We're
Like,
ejaculating.
We're talking
We're
about
on
the
This is
truth
control.
like,
about
this is like
you.
Matt Connerton Unleashed, where he's unleashed. We're ejaculating.
Our semen is
all
unleashed.
over your
Our
face.
semen is all over.
Salty Seaman.
Salty semen.
Cannot wait to see that show.
Yes.
Your orgasm is based on what turns you on. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Matt, in the chat room.
So if you
So it feels different.
it feels there because you're a gay man, you're watching something that actually in your eyes can happen in reality.
See, even
and that's
gay
why I
got
think
censored
you're-
on this. I could tell what Matt was
Gay,
saying.
really?
It only makes sense that you have better orgasm to censor
How is
porn.
gay
than
a
straight.
censored
Wow.
type name?
Porn?
Word.
I don't know. I guess for bullies, you shouldn't say the word gay.
You shouldn't say the word gay because
Like, that's gay.
Well, your people already took the word away from us straight people as saying we're happy. We can't call ourselves gay anymore. Now you're saying the bullies have taken gay away from you?
Well, really,
Is that what you're saying?
in New
Well,
Hampshire,
gays are fags anyway.
That's
Hampshire, we
true.
say queer.
Queer.
Queers.
That's
He's
wicked
one of them
queer.
queer. He's wicked. He's one of them wicked
I don't know if
queers over
they're
there.
listening or not, but last Wednesday's Amsterdam, the last live one,
Yeah.
he was having a phone conversation with somebody who called in, Gorman, and he used the word fag. It was fag at this. I'm like, I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, he knows I'm watching, right?
Yes.
And I know he's got gay friends. I'm like, tone it down. And then I see him recently on Elm Street, and he gives me a big hug, and he's
Mhm.
like, I support gay rights. And I'm
Yeah.
biting my tongue going, you know how many times You said that word.
Yeah, but I use the word a lot. And
I use it
support,
too,
I support gay right. I mean, it's like
But you also use other words on the show too.
That's true, and it because I believe in
Mongoloid.
freedom of speech, and I feel that there shouldn't be any reason why I shouldn't be allowed, as long as I'm not saying it as a hate speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, freedom of speech, as long as it's not hate speak, I should be able to say, hey, look at those couple of fags over there. You know what I mean? I should be able to say that, but I'm not actually
Where?
saying I hate them.
Where are the fags?
You know, and I'm talking about a cord of wood. I'm talking
I see, I'll
about,
tell you where the
the
fags are
fire
gonna be.
station, a cord of wood. And
I'll tell you where the fags are going to be. There's the New Hampshire Pride Festival, Saturday,
Oh.
August 11th,
All
at
right.
12 to 5 p.m. on Veterans Memorial Park in Manchester.
You should have given me those to hand out when I was at the Soul Fest, and I would have gotten kicked out probably.
Probably.
They would have been like, "What are
You should hand that out and a Chick-fil-A sandwich.
Yes. Well,
Just to confuse them.
well, yeah. Be like, here. Would you like a nice classic chicken sandwich? And by the way, God loves you. And give them that brochure and just see what happens. So
Yeah.
you see. You know, I was thinking, and I wasn't there because I was working that day, but the Chick-fil-A Appreciation Day was last Thursday.
Wednesday.
Or Wednesday. I'm sorry, Wednesday, because Wednesday. And I was wondering, and I asked people at Soulfest if they had any big deal about Chick-fil-A. Of course, we only have one Chick-fil-A in the state, so it's
Right,
like,
and he is a supporter of gay marriage.
and it's like the guy that
He's
the guy
actually
going to
be giving
franchise. Yeah,
free
he's-
chicken
he's giving
sandwiches
free
to
chicken
the New
sandwiches.
Hampshire Pride Festival.
But that one in New Hampshire, it was like, so a lot of people don't really know Chick-fil-A in this area as much as other areas. So maybe, because it was up north, maybe they didn't have a Chick-fil-A appreciation. But then I made a comment, it'd be funny if I came in dressed as a cow, because that's their, thing is
Yeah.
people dress up, they have the dress upping as cows. And the minute I said that, a woman walked by us in an entirely like cow outfit. She was dressed as a cow, and she had the udders and everything. And my nephew Sam went up to her and asked her if he could milk her, and she refused. And it was like, how is that godly love? How is that being fellowship?
Yeah.
If you're not allowed to squeeze a cow's udders,
She should
Am
watch
I-
me.
you
She
know.
would have allowed Jesus to milk her. I'm
If
sure.
you-
Am I
but-
permitted to go to Sam's house dressed as a cow now?
you could. That could be you could
With my
you
udders
could go up
right
north.
there.
You could go to Laconia, put on a cow costume, and he would ask to milk
I'll
you.
just have the one udder, though.
He would ask to milk you. And
Yeah.
you'd just be that deformed radioactive cow that only had one udder. That was
It's utterly ridiculous.
it is. But
I do love that the 4 out of 5 people in the chat room right now are right here.
the 4 out of 5 people in
News,
the chat
IPM
room
Nation,
are
Jackson
in the
Debris,
room.
Jackson 88, and then Matt. Well, Matt's an honorary VE contributor.
Yes,
Matt in the chat room. Sorry, not Matt Connaughton. Matt.
Yes,
Matt
Well,
doesn't earn an honorary title.
it's Matt's business. We can't really give him anything honorary.
I know,
on
yes.
it. I mean, we can't really be like, yeah, the owner of the company, the
The CEO of
the CEO,
IPMNation.com.
and
Oh, I'd just like to thank everybody for last week's episode. We mission accomplished. We beat Retrospective Radio.
Yes.
But
We
there's
rubbed up from number 7 to number 4 for most of the week, and then we got bumped down to number 5. But that doesn't matter
But-
because Retrospectrum is number 6.
I have 2 theories behind why. Their cable has been shut off, so there's no internet connection
At the
at
Retrospective
the
Radio
Retrospectrum studio, or maybe he finally got his ass kicked out and he's on the streets. Maybe he's out looking for a place with Slicko. Maybe him and Slicko are gonna because
Oh.
Slicko was homeless for a while. But it just
You reminded me. I'd actually forgot. Yeah, even though I said it 2 minutes before the show started. Why don't we do that
Yeah,
now?
we're gonna call Slicko.
Let's see if he's available.
We're gonna get an update from Slicko because Slicko always has.
I
the
hope
words of
this is the
wisdom.
most recent number I have for him.
Yeah.
So this is another burner phone, I assume. This is another like track phone or smartphone or what is it? Straight Talk that Walmart.
Straight talk.
Because he tends to get those, right?
You must dial the ear.
What?
must dial the
Oh,
area
you started
code.
dialing beforehand.
To complete this call to Slicko, you must deposit 10 cents into Glenn's ass.
He's got a coin slot.
I heard a
Hello?
Is this Slicko?
Yeah.
Slicko, it's Chris Rose from Verbal Ejaculation.
Is it fucking Sunday?
It is Sunday. You sound like you just
Sunday.
woke up, Slicko.
Wow. I am drunk. Guys, what's going on?
Oh, you
Not
drunk.
too much. We've been every show we've been mentioning. Oh, we got to call Slicko. Oh, we got to call Slicko, and then finally, Dan just.
Listen, Slicko is drunk right now, looking at the finest fucking woman ever. Butt naked.
titties. They're like a small feet grown at deep. Very nice. Shaved vagina. Taste exactly like fucking Doritos Buffalo. No, it's a great taste of vagina.
What?
Hold on, turn it up. Turn it up, turn it up. You guys ready? You guys ready?
You think that was okay? Yeah.
Can you if I give you my cell phone number, can you send me pictures?
Ass smacking just for you guys. What's going on?
That was ass making.
Not too much.
I'm on the phone business meeting. You hear this right now?
Somewhat.
Maybe 10,000 people on it. What's the rest of it?
10,000 at least listening to this.
Yeah.
At least 10,000
At least 10,000.
right?
And because we're calling you Slicko, we got 10,001.
What the fuck have you guys been doing lately? Really? I gotta ask. What have you guys been doing?
Well, certainly not fucking. Well, that's me, but
Certainly not fucking. Certainly not calling Slicko. I'm supposed to be taking a dump on the phone with you guys. But you guys don't call me enough for me to take dumps. I need to take dumps in between the time you guys call me, you know.
that's good.
You know, I've been in Key West. That's Florida. The state.
You're in the state of Florida.
You're in Florida?
Florida. God.
You're in Florida now?
Yes, right now. I'm in the fucking pool at my house.
You're in a house in Florida? So you no longer are homeless. You found a house in Florida?
I'm no longer homeless. I'm chilling with my girl in Florida. I have a fucking 3 foot by, I'd say about a 7 foot at least deep pool. It's pretty balls.
Nice,
Wow.
nice. So he's got a pool.
Yeah. Now, let me tell you the whole story. Since you guys called me, it's a good time you called me. Sean Atkins. Hold up. Yeah, I'm in the
He's
pool
on
with your
Atkins?
phone, babe. Relax. It's IPM Nation.
.com.
I'm okay with that. I don't fucking trust you in the fucking pool with this phone.
Yeah, the girl, she's a little missed right now. Anyways.
Get out of the pool with her
So
phone.
I come down to Key West, right? I come down to Key West. You know my story. I come down to Key West to be with my girlfriend, the love of my life, Alicia. As though we're together for a whole month. I'm not doing shit. I'm looking for a job, yada, yada, yada. Atkins, Sean Atkins, comes down, who has gone to Key West like at least 8 times his entire life. He comes down here for the summer, works, he makes mad money, and then goes home. He does this every year. Well, we pick up Sean Atkins at 9:30 from the plane. We take him right to the bar, where we proceed to drink, I don't know, 12 to 14 Jaeger bombs and about 10 drinks apiece of beer. And we all blacked out. So when I'm blacked out drunk in Key West, I go back to my house about a mile away from downtown. And I left my friend Atkins with some vagina. Kind of old, probably smelled like shit, but I was like, hey, you know, it's his first night in Key West. He can get some vagina and he can go to this, you know, smelly vagina house. Well, Atkins made the newspaper because he was jumped by 4 Negroes. Negroes is what we call black people in Key West.
Okay.
Four black niggers beat up my friend Sean Atkins and stole the $800 in his pocket, his backpack with his laptop, and everything this kid owned because he decided he only needed a backpack to come to Key West. I'm like, hey, man, you grab your bag? He's like, no, I just brought a backpack. So he brought a backpack with his clothes, his computer, and that's it. And literally 6 hours after he got off that plane, he was mugged for everything he owned, all the money, the laptop, the backpack. Booyah. They broke his nose, both of his hands, and he's in critical condition right now.
That sucks.
That sucks. So he flew down here, $400. We went right to the bar. From the bar, he got beat up, went to the hospital, and then got on a bus and went the fuck home. He wasn't here 14 hours.
When was this?
This was 3 months ago. 3 days ago.
Wow.
Yeah, Key West is fucking crazy. Mind you, I'm completely naked right now, running around my pool, just because you guys fucking finally called me. What the fuck? It's been months, guys. What have you been doing?
I know. Now, again, I have to ask, if I send you my cell phone number, could you text me pictures?
Oh, I'll text you pictures all day, my friend.
So you could send the.
The bottom line is, I moved to Florida for my girlfriend, so I could be my girlfriend. So for the record, for anybody who thinks I moved to Florida to run away from Dan Nickerson, the fucking vagina who can't rap, well, I'll have you know, if Dana Nickerson has the balls to Facebook me and ask me for the plane ticket, I will fly that cocksucker down here just to fight him, because apparently I have a huge rap beef 10 times worse than J.Dot Scott. Now, I know you personally know J.Dot Scott because you've talked a lot of shit about him in the past, have you not?
We have, yeah.
Yep.
And Nickerson contacted us and said, "You're a punk ass bitch." Is what Nickerson said.
Oh, that Nickerson.
Dan Nickerson.
Well, Dan Nickerson apparently feels
like
that
a name
I am
written
not on the
sitcom.
same quote-unquote level as him. But man, wow, I don't even think Matt Connaughton would play this shit on fucking 100.1 FM at like
Is
4:30 in the morning.
is Connaughton
It's that
playing
bad.
Nickerson? Because I heard he was going to have an interview with Nickerson. He was going to play a whole festival.
Yeah, on local
No,
outbreak.
I will drop all of you right now. I will drop all of you. I'm deleting people off my Facebook like there's no tomorrow. I hope you know.
Well, just
If
don't
you
delete.
guys ask me to go to one of your fucking shows, I'm telling you, I'm gonna have to leave you. Only under principle, I want you to know. I'm deleting everybody who asked me to a show right now because I put up a big Facebook thing. I'm tired. I'm tired of this shit. All right.
Yeah.
I'm in Key West, New Hampshire.
Key West, New Hampshire.
Florida. Key West, Florida.
Oh, okay.
I don't give a fuck if you're doing a show in New Jersey, California, Connecticut, New Hampshire, Maine, Vermont, or anywhere else. You want to know what? 'Cause I'm in fucking Florida. Clearly, I'm not going to your fucking show. All right? So, Derek fucking whatever your fucking last name is from the Honey Pot, Sean fucking whatever your Collins, Sean Collins. Both of you guys can kiss my fucking ass. You're not friends with me anymore on Facebook for a reason. Stop inviting me to your fucking shows, alright? Now you guys, you should know, me and J-Dot, we're cool now. I've been talking to him on the phone, we're cool. J-Dot, no balls, I know, I did a whole track about him, it's got a lot of plays. We're cool now.
So you
I
guys.
fucked his wife, we're cool with it, because...
So is that what it was? So you fucked his wife and now you're cool with him? That he's cool with you for fucking his wife?
Let's throw it all down there.
Can we throw it all in there,
It's
too?
cool. Dude, don't interrupt me, man. I'm very drunk.
Sorry.
J.Dot
Sorry.
Scott is cool with me fucking his wife. You want to know why J.Dot Scott is cool with me fucking his wife?
20 times better. He's a bitch 20 times better.
Oh, yeah.
Better. He has a bitch 20 times better. She makes $100,000 a year. She fucked him, and she's pregnant with twins. Had the twins. J.Dot Scott has two 9-year-old sons right now. 9-month-old, right? 9-month-old kids. Two 9-month-old kids and a bitch that makes $100,000 a year. You want to know why he has that? Because I fucked his wife.
And they're not
Very
your.
much so regret it. Very much so regret it, but I'm hooking up J-Dot.
They're gonna start fucking right now, aren't they?
Me and my girl might start fucking. I was trying to actually fuck my girl in the pool. Was a little too drunk for it, and you guys, went ahead and called me after 3 weeks. I've been hitting you up on the Facebook. What is going on with you guys? What's going on?
Sorry, we've been having a lot of intense conversations, and we just haven't had a chance to.
Have you been fucking people's wives? Have you been fucking people's wives?
What? Well, obviously-
Nickerson's. We've been out fucking Nickerson's wife. That's what we've been doing.
You've been dating Nickerson's wife?
And Scott's wife.
Sorry, little.
Yeah.
No, why you guys call me? You call me because I love you so much.
Well, that's
I
why
love
we
your
called
family,
you.
Nickerson's wife, his daughters, whatever's in the market, really.
Yeah.
I'd love you
Yeah.
so more if you sent me naked pictures of yourself. Anyway.
Listen, I'm gonna send you naked pictures, man. You just need to text me. Apparently, you know all my phones. I have
Yeah.
17 phone numbers, and you guys apparently found the right one. It is Sunday, right?
Yeah, it is Sunday, and this was the last one that I had
Verbal
for you.
ejaculation. All I gotta say is for verbal ejaculation, I'm doing good right now. I'm ejaculating. I have a lovely soon-to-be wife.
Wait a
Congrats.
minute, soon to be wife. When's the lucky
Yeah,
date?
we're
When's the
married.
date?
What the fuck? You guys are like on top of nothing right now.
No,
You know why?
we really aren't.
Because of COVID weeks. I'm getting married to my girl. Say hello, Alicia.
Hello.
Hi, Alicia.
That's my girlfriend.
My voice is great.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
That's my girl. She's sexy as fuck. She's wearing a towel right now. Hold on. Baby, come on.
Take it.
It's internet radio. They can't see your tits. She has beautiful.
We'd probably get better
beautiful
ratings
tits.
if we
I'm
could.
grabbing these tits right now. Focus. I'm talking like pushing D tits right now. Booyah. Vagina completely shaved.
Do you want me to give you a number 2 so you can get that?
I don't know if you guys have ever
I
had
think I'd rather
licking
look at
vagina on the show before, but I just like my girl's vagina.
Well, we've
Completely
never.
shaved, tightest fucking pussy I've ever fucked in my entire life. I've fucked a lot of pussies, but this thing is like basically taking the smallest rubber band you could find, wrapping it around your cock, and then shoving your dick inside some fucking something that's tight. I can't even
You
imagine.
guys wrapped a rubber
Really?
band
A
around
blood
your-
pressure monitor.
Two.
What up?
I said it's like putting your dick in a blood pressure monitor.
Oh, it's exactly like one of those. Because it gets tighter, right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's your dick and the blood heart monitor, except this shit's tight right off the bat.
Yeah.
Oh,
There you go.
as soon as you know what blood pressure you are, you're fucking that bitch. Not to call you bitch, baby. I love you.
Mhm.
But that shit is tight as fuck. And I'm trying to get my girl pregnant. I'm trying to get married. The date is June something. June 1st, right?
What is
June
June?
1st is the day I'm trying to get married because
Oh.
it's Dana Nickerson's birthday.
Oh,
it's
so you
a
get to
double
it on
thing,
his
you know what I'm saying?
birthday.
It's a big fuck you to Dan
You
Nickerson.
know, Dan Nickerson's gonna be pissed, man.
He's gonna be pissed.
If you get married on his birthday,
Right?
Well, now we're gonna have to decide if we go to Nickerson's birthday or do we go to Slicko's
Mike
wedding.
Because I was gonna do a show with Mike Jones. Apparently, people don't know who he is. Mike Jones is that nigger who has gold teeth and was like, that big thing didn't mold me. Now I'm hot and all around me. Mike Jones. That's Mike Jones. He's a black
McDonald's?
man,
Is that his right?
right?
I heard
So some
Madonna.
shit got said about the Mike Jones show, and I
Yeah.
told Dana Nickerson, like, hey, if you were a welfare-toting fucking faggot, maybe I'd give you some shows.
Yeah.
Next, people get pissed about the shit I say on
Made fun of
Facebook.
retards.
Funny enough, he's from California, and he says he's gonna leave me in a pool of my own piss.
What the hell is that?
Wow, some people pay extra for that.
Now,
Some
Slicko.
people pay extra for that. Some people pay extra. I don't. Now he's in Alvin, California.
Who
and I'm
is?
in Dover, New
Jones?
Hampshire,
Nickerson.
And he told me he's gonna leave me in a pool of my own blood.
Wait, is Nickerson in California?
I told him to fuck off because he was talking shit.
Slicko, is Nickerson in California right now?
No, I think Nickerson actually flew all the way to Dover, New Hampshire from California.
Oh, okay. Because I heard Nickerson's on his way to Florida.
Here's the funny part. Guess what, Dana Nickerson? I'm not in New Hampshire. I'm in Florida.
Well, he knows that now. He's listening.
Then another. Well, I hate to break it down. Not everybody listens to IPM Nation. I try to make everybody listen, but they just don't get it sometimes.
Yeah, but we have Nickerson listening. We know he's logged into the chat room right now.
Oh, perfect, Dana. I'm glad you're listening to me. Here's the best part, right? Dana Nickerson, he lives in California. I lived in New Hampshire. He hates me. He talks shit. But Dana Nickerson is my #1 fan. He gives me more plays on Reverb Nation and IPM than
Wow.
anybody out there. So Dana Nickerson, as much as you're a faggot cocksucker who hasn't spit a good rap in 20 years, and Dick Ride's Angel from Rochester, New Hampshire owes me $50, suck Angel's cock to get some radio play. Because I'm friends with the dudes from IPM Nation
Yeah.
who play you listening to me all day long.
Yeah.
Can we take 15 seconds silence silence completely for Dana Nickerson, who's listening to this on IPM Nation right now. 15 seconds. We'll count it up.
Yep, 15 seconds.
Good enough for me, too, right? You know, because he really only needs that one thing. Dana Nickerson, Dana, buddy, pal, home dog, yeah. Coming from Cali. I know you're hardcore and gangster. If you're listening right now, I'll give you the same advice I give J. Scott. J. Scott. J. No balls. You talk shit on Facebook walls. Dana, you talk shit on Facebook walls. It's all the same. Like, clearly, I'm not the dude to talk shit on Facebook on. Am I not? I mean, you guys have tried to call me for a half hour and just talk shit about the J-Dot track. Like, people should know not to diss me on
I
Facebook,
don't know
correct?
what the fuck he's talking about.
Now, are you doing shows in Florida, Slicko? Are you actually performing, or are you just chilling out with your lady?
Well, listen, I got Wavy Dave who hooks me up at shows every Friday.
Mm-hmm.
He's right next to Dunkin' Donuts. I do shows with Wavy Dave. There's this place, Sloppy Joe's, I can go to. You know about the Sloppy Girls, where they're Sloppy Joe's. And again, I got my girl. So it's tough to pick up Sloppy Girls and Sloppy Joe's. And Rick's is the best place to do live hip-hop right now. They do that top 40 DJ shit. It's 7 bars in one.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm doing shows in Key West. Getting ready to drop the EP. It's called Dumb Out. I actually released the front cover and back cover yesterday. Yesterday I dropped that shit. So I'm coming out with the new CD. I am doing tracks. I'm still running the bi-weekly show in Rochester at the 103. It's Beyond Flavor Friday. It's a little weak, I'm not going to lie. It's a little weak because I'm not there, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
But it is what it is.
Are you
Is
planning on...
Matt with you guys right now? Where's Matt?
He stepped out for a
Matt, give
second.
me a holler.
He stepped out momentarily.
He literally just went to go use the
He had to
bathroom.
go call Nickerson.
Yo, if he's calling Nickerson, get Nickerson on the phone. All right? Because I'm ready to talk it out with him. I'm ready to use my words like a big guy and talk it out with Dana Nickerson. I'm not going to lie. If I thought him to fly Dana Nickerson here to punch me in the face, I'd let him. And then I'd fucking thump that fucking faggot just like his mom did.
Now, on your new EP, do you have any really bad, ill-feeling raps towards Nickerson on the EP? Do you have a song on there called Nickerson's a
Let's
Bitch?
play it out like this. I wrote
Why?
a couple things
Why?
on the new album.
Why?
They refer to two people. Dana Nickerson alone, you know, I felt like I shouldn't talk shit about him, but I should at the same time. Because, you don't want to give faggots like that
Funny,
any attention
but
at
why?
all, but at the same time you do. You know what I mean? So,
Hey, Matt's...
basically about Dana Nickerson,
Yeah.
I just wrote,
Called up for you.
Oh, really?
Matt's back.
fuck, I can't remember.
You can't remember now. Okay.
Matt's back here.
Dana Nickerson, basically, I just told him to fuck off, suck a dick, and I'm not worried about you. But, on the other hand, the other problem I have is Original Soldier.
Original Soldier?
is in Kilgore, New Hampshire, and he's repping, he's on some Juggalo shit. I don't know if you guys know about the Juggalo, but they paint their faces,
Oh, yeah.
and
Oh, yeah.
they talk mad shit.
Yeah, Chris Rose is a closet juggalo.
Yeah, fuck Juggalos altogether. They're really pissing me off. This kid's calling himself Original Soldier, and he smokes a lot of crack cocaine. That's when you cook up the cocaine and turn it into a hard freebase, and you smoke that
Oh, is
shit,
that how you make
and you
crack?
get looped.
You lost me
And then
hard.
when you smoke crack cocaine, you tend to beat up your girlfriends. You fuck
Tend
little
to.
kids who are 6 years old, and you play with them sexually. Not really cool with me. But
Allegedly.
Original Soldier
Allegedly.
and North 95 Entertainment are big fans of playing with 5-year-old vaginas and smoking crack and fucking each other in the ass.
Is that all juggalos or
gotta
just
try
Original
this.
Soldier?
I gotta try this out.
Pretty much all juggalos just smoke crack and fuck each other in the ass. You can quote me on that. I'm pretty drunk, but if IPM Nation would like to quote me on, all juggalos like to fuck each other in the ass.
And smoke
You know,
crack
I'll let
cocaine.
you guys roll
DJ
with that.
Slicko says that.
Original Soldier, I thought I told you, I bury you in your '96 Corolla. It's some new shit coming out.
Oh, wow.
This kid is actually being promoted by some faggot ass people in Maine, and I hit up these people in Maine, and I was like, wow, you're promoting these guys? Do you know that they beat up their girlfriends and fuck little kids? Because, oh man, I didn't want to say it, but you guys caught me on a very drunk night. So I'm gonna tell you.
That's good.
Yeah, it's entertaining.
This kid who currently works at KFC in Somersworth, New Hampshire. His name is.
That
oh,
you knew
fuck,
KFC
what
would
is
have
his
to come
name?
up at one point.
No, the other kid. Lee Bush. Oh, Lee Bush. All right, Lee Bush from Somersworth, Rochester, New Hampshire.
Uh-huh.
He finger blasted his girlfriend's 6-year-old daughter.
Oh, that's not right.
And you know, I hate to be the drunk guy just running his mouth and like, oh wow, he's such a sick bastard. But no, Lee Bush, every time his stepdaughter, quote unquote, was bad, he would finger blast her. So he is a registered sex offender. He has to register in the state of New Hampshire for fucking little kids.
And he's the one making
Lee
our
Bush
chicken?
is of North 95 Entertainment.
He's the one that's
and
hanging
North
out with
95
Nickerson.
Entertainment represents this fucking guy who told you.
I like how you're editing yourself every time you're saying a name. But
So I wrote a diss track about him. I never even produced it. I was like, what did I say? My show's best of the best. Your show's underage breast. Shows with you, absolutely shameful. My dick is huge. It's like 2 handfuls. Your dick is like a small fucking fuck.
really?
You
I
lost it.
can't remember. Man, why do you guys call me so drunk on a Sunday? You know, you think I wouldn't be drinking on Sunday.
I was gonna say, why are you drinking so much on a Sunday?
Wasted.
It's the Lord's
I'm
Day.
drinking so much on a Sunday because I'm working now, guys. I don't just sit at my fucking computer all day long and give you guys tracks and promote myself. I'm working a job. I make $13 an hour as a cook. I'm cooking food at Ibis Bay in Florida.
That's good.
Don't go there, because I drop shit on the floor and I still serve it. I'm not going to lie.
Nice.
You did that at KFC, though. That's what Nickerson told us.
Fucking right. God damn it. You and Nickerson are talking too much, man.
We are. That's the
Do
problem.
you have them on third party or what?
On third party.
Call them up. Get them on the phone so we can all talk at the same time. Because Dana, yo kids, listen.
I've yet to
You
discover
came from
Colby.
California to New Hampshire just to beat my ass. There's a line of people that want to beat my ass, in case you don't know, Dana. We'll call him Levitation the producer. Number 1 person to want to punch me in the face. Wang Swang Nut, number 2 person to punch me in the face.
I remember.
Massacre, number 3 person to punch me in the face.
Really?
Matt
Massacre,
Carson, probably top 5 dude that wants to punch me in the face. It's not, Matt. You're jumping to 5. 5th person wants to punch me in the face. My girlfriend.
Wait a minute. Matt tried to punch you in the face?
Girlfriend wants to punch me in the face worse than anybody right now.
Your girlfriend wants to donkey punch you.
Do you want to donkey punch me?
Yep.
She wants to donkey punch.
I don't want to punch you. I just want the naked pictures of yourself. Oh, where's your
I'm
porn?
not
Didn't you do a
She literally
porn?
has both her arms crossed, giving me that look like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking donkey punch you.
Yeah,
what
what-
are you gonna do about it?
Well, I don't know if you want to
I
bring
don't
that
wanna
up with his
worry right
girlfriend in
now.
the room or his fiance. But what happened to your porn movie?
Yeah, didn't you do a porno?
Oh yeah, the porn thing. I'm not gonna lie. That was just to get my guy. We call him Jeremy Cassidy, aka the guy.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to make him popular, and unfortunately, talking to you guys about making a porno movie blew that kid's head to the top.
Really?
And now he thinks he's like 50 Cent and some shit. He's like more exclusive than EST right now.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, all because of that porno movie we shot. And let me tell you, it was 2 fat chicks. I wouldn't fuck them, and he fucked both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Is it 2 fat chicks in a cup?
It was 2 fat chicks a cup, but the guy, Jeremy Cassidy, made his mouth the cup, and that was it.
Now, I heard Nickerson wanted to distribute the porn.
He does want to distribute short, because Dana Nickerson basically is all about dick riding me as hard as possible, and he wants to actually live on my cock and balls without being gay.
But would you allow him to release the tape? Would you allow him to be the
Would you allow
distributor
him
and
to
get it
be-
out there?
to full release on you?
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. I have in my ensemble of pornos at least 3 pornos that can be released.
Mhm.
Now, on my phone currently, I have 3 pornos of the hottest chick you'll ever see in porno.
Your
Blank,
girlfriend.
blank. My girlfriend, yeah, exactly. You guys get the deal.
Yeah.
I have 3 pornos of this
Alicia?
girl just like
Yes.
sucking dick and getting fucked, riding me, and it is great. But I
Mhm.
can't release those 3 pornos. But the 3 pornos I have, I'm sure you guys would love to see. And I'm down. I'm all about the porn, man. I'm not fucking around. I started a
Well,
porn
no, in
company.
porn you should be fucking
I
around.
started the rap thing. I
Thanks,
want to
porn.
release. I want to release the porn.
Now wait a minute.
Fucking prostitutes is almost legal in Key West.
I
You
just
guys
want to
know
jerk
this?
off to you naked. What? Sorry.
What's legal?
$20 fucking hookers in Key West.
That's
You
cheap.
can buy them right now.
Really?
I'll prepay. I got some money. I'm not gonna lie. I'm nigger rich. Guys
You're
know
what rich?
Nigger rich is? Nigger rich. Nigger rich is when
Yeah.
you have money
That's what I thought he said.
and blowing on a budget. Another thing, nigger rich. It's when
Yes.
you have a big lump sum of money that you'd like to spend all at once before your next lump of sum comes in. I call it nigger rich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clearly, because we didn't hear it
Pretty
the
much
first 5
nigger
times.
rich right now.
I thought you said you were Nickerson rich. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Oh, Nickerson rich. Unfortunately, I'm not Nickerson rich because I make too much money to qualify for welfare and food stamps. Now, if I was
I don't
Nickerson
even need to
rich,
mute this.
I'd have that welfare just pumping in, you know what I mean?
There's a whole
Getting that
bunch.
$400 in food stamps and $250 in food on welfare. But unfortunately, I just make too much fucking money to be Nickerson rich. So I'm only nigger rich.
Okay.
But it's funny because most people consider niggers to be Nickersons and Nickersons to be niggers.
Mhm.
As funny as that is.
They're
You
interchangeable.
know, what I love the best about you guys is I can say fuck, cunt, shit, niggers,
Mhm.
cunt, bad, fuck niggers, and all that live with you guys all day.
Yes.
And that really, that's what gets me, you know?
That's what we're all about.
That's what we're all about.
Yes.
That's what we're all about.
Almost all of that. We're for
It's
almost
about
all of that.
niggers, cunts, pussies, twats, fucking vagina, coming
Yeah.
in them, and making babies.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys do know, but I'm trying to make it Slicko Jr.
Well, I was gonna ask earlier. Well, I did. I started
Bring
the.
it back. What do you want to ask me?
Well, no, I started the show off earlier asking Dan and Matt, what's so great about vaginas?
Oh, what's so great about vaginas? Let me tell you, I ran through some vagina in my day. Some are big, some are small. Some you can get lost in. Some you jump right in there and you can't feel them. My girl's vagina is so fucking tight. I literally have to rub and lick her fucking vagina for about a half hour before I can stick my cock in. And I have a small cock, I'm not gonna lie. My cock's only about like 11 and a half inches long.
Oh yeah, that's
Steaming
small.
hot, like rock solid with some porno and some lube. My cock's like 11 and a half.
Oh shit,
My girl literally takes a half hour to just get into that pussy.
Slicko,
It tastes like cotton candy.
we've got Nickerson on the phone.
Get Nickerson on the fucking phone, fuck you.
No, he is.
Don't fuck with me right now. Put him on the phone right now. Let's hear him. Let's hear him.
Wait,
Oh my fucking god. Nickerson, is that you, you fucking pussy ass bitch?
is that Nickerson? Is that you?
Yo, Nickerson, I want to let you know, I will personally, first class, fly your ass down from wherever the fuck you are to Key West, Florida, baby, and I will beat your fucking ass just like the niggers did Atkins. How do you feel about that, Dana Nickerson? You big cock rapper boy? Oh, what you're talking about? Listen, shut the fuck up, because I've heard you on a track before and you suck dick, kid. You tell me you're on the better level, you're on the top level? Dude, I've heard you rap before. You might as well suck Angel's cock. Yeah, fuck Angel too. You might as well suck his cock to get some studio time. How about you get the fuck off my radio show, shut the fuck up and hang up, kid? Because until you can afford what you want to, hey, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up. when you can afford to come down to Key West and live like the rich people and live like the ballers, fucking come on down, kid. I
Do we
live
even need to
at
be here?
21
Can we just
on
let
Bond Street
the
in fucking
two
Key
of them
West.
just chat?
Suck my fucking dick. Maybe I'll let you fight me, you fucking piece of shit welfare fucking faggot. I'll fucking beat your ass. Throw you in my pool and bury you and make you some fucking prom kid. Peace.
You know what? You're never going to be Nickerson rich. I'm telling you that much right now, there, Fickle. Did you hear me? Did you hang up? Did that bitch hang up?
Oh, I think he did. I think he hung up.
Battery dropped phone in the pool.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope he's not electrocuting himself in the pool. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow. Nickerson
That was-
called in. Wow.
Is it Dan? Dana?
Dan, Dana.
Nickerson? Is it Nickerson with a CK?
Nickerson. I don't know.
Oh,
He
wow.
quite
I don't-
clearly uses the other word too.
It could have been Niggerson. I don't know, but so if folks want to know how to get rid of Slicko, that's the best way to get rid of him.
Yeah.
If you want to end a phone call.
Wow.
Well, we had two guests, Slicko and Dana Dan Nickerson.
Yes. So thank you both for making that.
Wow.
It's a highly entertaining show.
Wow.
Anybody wants to call in? It's 978-702-9952. Again, 978-702-9952.
Wow.
I don't know. Should we try him back? No. I don't think.
I
I don't
if
think
he
I
was
can
in-
take much more.
Was he in Raleigh? I don't know. Now I'm worried. I'm worried he got electrocuted.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah,
worried.
we're gonna have to
Those
go back
cell
to the
phones are going to
replay and
electrocute
find
him. But
what what happened?
I
Apparently,
know.
Matt in the chat room was enjoying that thoroughly.
what did I miss? I had to go to the men's room. What did I miss?
Oh, Nickerson was he was defending himself.
Okay, well he should.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Standing up for yourself.
I mean,
Himself, sorry.
himself. All right.
Just like to remind our viewers that the thoughts and opinions of DJ Slicko are not that of IPM Nation
Yeah, that got a little
or
dicey.
verbal ejaculation
And the people
or
he named.
QCE News.
We don't want any lawsuits from any of the people he
Yes.
named. Everything he said was alleged.
Yes,
as far as
allegedly.
we know.
There's every sentence ended with an asterisk. So
I don't know. Like some of these people he was alleging had some issues.
Yeah. allegedly, I'm a lawyer.
They were finger puppeting people. I don't know. I don't know what they were
For
doing.
those of you who are just tuning in and missed the exchange between Slicko, and his friend Mr. Nickerson,
Mr. Nickerson.
you just missed quite possibly the best exchange that we've had.
It was a
Unverbal
heated
ejaculation
exchange.
on
That
us
was,
in a long time.
that was a heated exchange.
I had a little trouble understanding Mr. Nickerson. I don't know. I didn't quite understand what he was saying. It sounded threatening.
Matt in the chat room is giving you some advice, which is Dan, next time don't walk back and forth in front of the window.
Well, that was the point. You have to know. I mean, it wasn't like I was really doing that much of a voice. I mean, come on. I just add a little bit of this to my voice there, Slicko.
I heard you worked at KFC.
Broke ass bitch, Slicko, and you better call back in. So,
Wow, he's probably tuning in now to IPMNation.com if he hasn't yet. Or maybe he dropped the phone in the pool. Who knows?
well, then I was thinking, I'm sitting there and
I still didn't give him my phone number for the naked pictures.
Uh-oh, well,
Damn it.
But then I worried I
And
was
to
yelling,
send your
yelling on the phone, and I'm thinking, hopefully nobody's in the office building hearing
Yeah.
some irate white guy doing a black impression or whatever I was trying to do. I don't know. I tried to make it. And you know, obviously he thought it was Nickerson, so he's
So you're
that drunk.
convincing enough.
Like,
Yeah.
so we've never met Dana.
It was a
Nickerson,
spot-on
but-
impression.
but
Congratulations.
it's the best impression of Nickerson anybody's ever done, according to Slicko, enough that he had to hang up the phone. So, but I do apologize if there was a bad connection to the.
That was... yeah. If you just tuned in, please make sure that once the show is done, that you
You
watch the
download the
replay. It is hilarious.
Well, I think it was-
Have we figured out what show number this is yet?
Aren't we 80 something 98.5? Didn't we have a
sports
half
channel?
a show? Aren't we 101.1?
I think the one where
Aren't we-
Scott pulled down his pants was half a show.
Like what are we at? I don't even know what we're at. Are we in the top 80s
I'm
now?
not
I don't
sure. We're a little behind on the podcast.
Yeah, we have to,
I
you know,
apologize.
because we have to plan our 100th
Damn
episode
you,
as well.
Nickerson.
I'm yeah, it's Nickerson's fault.
It's a great name. It's like, Jamie, could you get me the Nickerson file?
Put Nickerson on the line now. That son of a bitch is getting fired. You know, it's that
Nickerson.
It's like that damn Nickerson borrowed my power
How many
tools and
girls
never
is he
returned
fucking?
them.
And who is it? Scott's wife?
I
Are the twins his? I wanted to find out.
I can't figure it out.
That's what it sounded like he was saying.
Did one of the twins look like him, and the other one twin look
He's
like the
men-
husband?
He's mentioned that before too.
That they're his.
He's
Yeah, I
got
think
chilling
so,
all over
yeah.
the world.
Yeah. No, so
Did you know he was down in Key West? I had
I had
no idea.
do we even know if he really is? I mean, that's the
Yeah,
other
this
thing.
is all
he,
news to me.
is
Yeah,
he
let's
really
look-
in Key West?
Where did Slicko Chicken chicken?
Where's Slicko's Chicken Shack located now?
All right, his profile says Key West, Florida.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind
Yeah.
seeing that naked.
Yeah, so he is. So he
Oh,
moved
but
down
that's
there.
the girlfriend. Do you
That's-
want me to
That's
send?
the girlfriend.
Do you want me to send him
That's
your
his-
phone
that's
number?
supposedly his girlfriend.
Pictures?
Well, I was trying to figure out if he
That
was
tastes like Cool
saying it looked like a taco or it tasted like a taco. And then wouldn't you have to go see a doctor if your vagina did taste
I would
like
think so.
nacho cheese, like
Yes.
Doritos or whatever he was saying it was? He said buffalo. Oh, he said buffalo wing Doritos
Buffalo
is what
wing
it tasted
Doritos.
like,
Was
or
she-
taco.
Is
Did
I don't know.
she
Hispanic?
did she rub them in her vagina?
But I mean, if you have that type
I-
of taste in your vagina,
I
you
just-
should go
I'm
see a
so
gynecologist.
confused.
I would assume that you would have to see a gynecologist if your vagina tastes like buffalo wing sauce.
I would think so.
You
Or at
know,
least get some
or
gynecologist.
do something, or clean
Monostat.
that thing.
Yeah.
So, or unless he has
Get
no
that
taste buds, because
Monostat.
I don't understand if he was talking about him being a crack smoker. I was trying. I got lost on that part.
I don't know. And
Is
finger banging
Nickerson a
some-
crack smoker, or is the pedophile a crack smoker?
I don't know.
The guy that runs KFC.
Someone named Massacre.
You know.
Did I hear that one?
Massacre was a 16-year-old rapper who did one of the shows that we had at Styling Souls, or maybe a couple of the shows actually.
Mhm.
And I interviewed on.
And
Local
who's the sex
Outbreak.
offender?
The guy at KFC, he was saying.
Yeah.
Oh,
Lee
Lee Bush.
somebody. Lee Bush.
Lee Bush.
Lee Bush.
Lee Bush.
It's
Allegedly.
allegedly a sex
Allegedly.
offender. Don't,
Lee
don't
Bush,
say he's a sex offender.
Lee Bush allegedly touches 6-year-old.
6-year-old,
girls.
like his 6-year-old daughter, it sounded like, or 6-year-old stepdaughter.
Stepdaughter. Yeah.
I want to know who this. I want to see if I can find Lee Bush on Facebook.
You're gonna look for Lee Bush. We're gonna, that's a common name probably. So there's probably about 18 Lee Bushes on
Probably.
on the actual Facebook. So if you're gonna friend a Lee Bush, make sure you don't accuse that Lee Bush of being somebody that's finger banging his
Yes.
6-year-old stepdaughter.
Yeah, Lee Bush is a very common name.
So that's basically I would say the best advice, and don't go accusing. But he doesn't. Yeah, I think the best time to call him is when he's drunk, because that way we can get all the inside.
I'm just glad he didn't go BM on.
And I'm very
on the show,
very sad that
like
that
he typically does.
that Nickerson called in and made him hang up the phone, because I was going to ask him his opinion of that latest shooting in Wisconsin at the temple,
Sikh temple.
the Sikh temple, and ask him if what his views on the world were, and who is he rooting for in the Olympics. I wanted to get topical with Slicko.
Right, and
But-
since he worked at KFC, how does he feel about the whole
The
Chick-fil-A?
Chick-fil-A, we could have
debate.
brought that in as well, because he hates KFC. So would he take the Chick-fil-A side because of his hatred towards Lee Bush and KFC?
and Nickerson.
So Nickerson, who loves KFC, from what I understand.
Yes.
But,
Yes.
I
he's Nicker rich.
he's
Nicker.
Nicker rich. He's Nickerson rich.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
Nicker.
He's Nickerson
Yes.
rich.
CK.
We all wish you could be Nickerson rich.
Yes.
But not Slicko. But
His
what
friend
about
Scott's
this?
wife, who makes $100,000.
What about this?
Birth to Slicko's babies.
But what about this shooting?
It was.
in the
It.
I mean, was it Batman related? Did the guy go in there and with colored hair or anything like that? I have not heard anything. I mean, I was asleep.
He was in
when
tactical gear.
He was in tactical gear, so it's not.
Yeah.
Are they going to blame it on the media? They're going to blame it on video games. What are they going to blame it on? What do you think they'll pin it on this time? Are they pinning it on a domestic terrorism? Like, is it this guy's just a terrorist?
Earlier, it had been the word domestic terrorism had come up. I don't know. It's heartbreaking.
Yes.
Innocent people. And is it related to race or religion?
Was it one of those? Was it
Yeah.
a race incited riot type?
Because
of,
a Sikh temple
Mhm.
is initially I actually thought it was a Jewish temple, but
No,
that it is
It's a
not.
Sikh thing. And what exactly is a Sikh? What is that? Is it part of the Muslim tradition, the Sikh temple? Because the question I ask is because nearby our office, there's a fried chicken restaurant that actually has like Sikh kebabs, not shish kebab. I'm not trying to be funny. They actually have like and it actually says on there they have Sikh kebabs.
Yeah.
But they're from like the Dominican Republic, the people that run this chicken place. So I was wondering why they have Sikh food. So I was wondering if it was connected to like Dominican
It's a
Republic.
follower of Sikhism, a religion that originated in the 15th century in the Punjab. Isn't he from Annie? Punjab region of South Asia. The term Sikh has its origin in Sanskrit term meaning disciple student. A Sikh is a disciple subject of the guru.
Okay. So they have a guru, and they have. So it's a religious base or a base on it, but it's not. So it's kind of its own entity then.
Yes.
Okay. Because I was wondering that, and I
But
didn't want to offend the people at the restaurant and say, "What are these Sikh kebab?" Because I don't know if they were all because I don't know why they had to specify it as being specifically Sikh kebab. And it was, so I didn't know if it was like some type of like you're only allowed to eat certain types of food if you're a Sikh. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe
Possibly.
You're not allowed. And
like kosher.
Like kosher and stuff like that. So I was wondering if the place was was run by Sikhs, but it was because I've never seen that on any menu at a fried chicken establishment, which I always thought was kind of weird. So I'm like, that's a unique item on the menu.
Normally you see grape soda and watermelon.
Wow. Who's the racist now?
What?
Wow.
What?
Wow.
I'm just saying the fried chicken
Does
establishment.
KFC? Have you ever seen watermelon or grape soda at a KFC?
That's.
I'm sure the KFC's down
That's why.
south. has
That's why a lot of
Yeah.
black people walk out of it.
But that's why they're going to Chick-fil-A. This Chick-fil-A
Wow.
actually just introduced a watermelon
Wow,
grape
that
soda
was-
cooler type of smoothie drink.
After the phone call we had, it's just like I'm filled with all this racist.
Wow.
Wow.
I know.
I didn't know it was contagious.
Wow.
It is.
And I mean, he did drop the F-bomb a few times. That's
Wow,
a
yeah.
word that.
Now I hate the gays.
Now you just,
What the hell?
But he
Slicko
wasn't.
is-
He wasn't
he's very
going against the
influential.
gays. He was calling straight men fags, though.
Yes.
He was basically
Oh,
saying,
we don't know.
Dana Nickerson's a fag is basically. But I mean, is he?
Well,
Or is he?
the
We
guy
don't know.
playing him
Was he
tonight
being-
is.
Was he? I mean, that could be.
So- Dan
Could he-
Nickerson.
Is Nickerson playing for the other team?
We'll never know. Did he mention Orion at one point?
I didn't
He-
hear him
he-
mention
he-
Orion.
I heard
might have.
something
I know he
Ryan.
hates him.
He might have mentioned Orion when he was talking about punching in the face when he was listing off a
What
bunch
is
of people.
what is his real name? Is it Dan Nickerson?
Ryan's real
No.
name is Dana Nickerson.
Orion's real name is like some sort of Muslim name.
Oh, okay. Alan Hunter likes Scruff. Oh wait, shit. He might be watching this. Sorry. Sorry.
You're name dropping. Wow.
Actually,
You're going
I
out.
think Orion's real name is Lee Bush. now that I
Lee
think about
Bush.
it.
Orion is Lee Bush.
Scott.
Now, what happened to Slicko's partner there?
Alicia?
No, not
She was in the
Alicia.
background.
His partner is because it was him and another guy. What's his name there?
Oh, EFC.
EFC.
EFC had been out of the picture for a while.
But I was wondering if EFC moved to Florida with him. Because EFC was the one that was letting him sleep on his couch last time we were talking to him.
Was
Like,
it EFC?
yeah,
Who's,
EFC.
who's the one that got jumped?
That's Chad Everett. I think he was saying
Chad Everett.
Is that the guy? Isn't that the guy who just died? The actor.
Well, maybe that's why he died. You went down.
Jump.
Slicko said, "Hey, I got a job for you. Come on down to Florida." Chad Everett flew down to Florida and got jumped by a bunch of Nickersons. Nickersons
How
robbed
awful.
him for his $800. What if it? No, he said Chad somebody. That's what I'm saying. It was Chad.
Wow.
Chad. Well, Matt Carton is thirsty tonight.
Wow.
He's drinking
This
a whole-
was full, folks. He did
that was
not.
that was a full bottle. He said he
that
had,
was
he had
not
throat
open
issues.
when he came in.
I've been milking
Wow.
my Rockstar Recovery. Again, trying to get sponsorship from Rockstar, because if they can go everywhere and sponsor, like they were at Soulfest, if they can go to Soulfest and sponsor, why can't they sponsor verbal ejaculation?
I don't know.
Why not? They're at all these shows.
Canada Dry.
They have like 8 or 9 like festivals that they do, metal festivals all year. Why can't we contact the people that distribute this stuff and say, hey, would you like to be part of Verbal Ejaculation? And at the same
I'd love
time,
to be part of Verbal Ejaculation.
would they like to advertise in the QC News? There you go. There you go. We can do double duty right there. We can get some money, cash money.
I think Canada Dry is
Canada
more along
Dry.
the lines of QC
Canada
News.
Dry. No, I think your Obama water is more along.
Because the average age of our listeners for QC News. Kidding.
No, but you give those people a little bit of this, and they'll be as active as Howie McCarthy. That's the
Yep. God bless Howard McCarthy. He's back on his feet.
He is, and has he been on the
He's been on Roulette at Large Gone Global.
recently? I'm saying
Yep.
since
2
he's
or
recovered.
3 shows ago he did.
Okay, because I'm wondering, and
We welcomed him back with open arms.
and maybe when
and
Matt
pants.
comes back, we can get this in agreement. If we can get Howard McCarthy here on Verbal Ejaculation to do a tribute to Dana Nickerson, maybe sing his stuff. Maybe that would be a good idea. I think that would be, like if we could just get him. But we can't. I don't think he'd do a show called Verbal Ejaculation.
No.
But if we were
Nickerson
able to get Howard in here, if we called it a different name, and Matt's coming back, so I can ask him if you could make this happen, because you see Howard McCarthy more than we do.
Yes.
If you can get Howard McCarthy to come in here and do a tribute to Dana Nickerson or Dan Nickerson
Oh, we
and
should
do
talk
some of
to-
his music,
We should talk to Glenn. Glenn sees him all the time.
but
We
we're going to
should-
have to change the
Talk to
name, because
Glenn
I don't
about
think
that.
Howard would come
There's
on
a
a show called
dannickerson.com.
Verbal Ejaculation.
It reminds me of like the secret of my success when Michael J. Fox came up with an alias.
Yeah, just,
That's-
just one of those fake
it's actually Slicko when he goes to work.
Maybe it is. Maybe that's his alias. Maybe
he's
got
saying
multiple
his name's like
personalities.
Dan Nickerson. It was his fault, and it turns out it's Slicko using.
It's just he's just making up names and stuff.
His
It's like
boss
there
is
is no
running
Lee
around going,
Bush.
Where's
out there."
Nickerson?
Yeah. Or it's like on Seinfeld where George had the Vandalay Enterprises
Oh,
and
yes,
stuff
yes.
like
Or
that.
when
Vandalay Industries.
Vandalay
Yes.
Industries.
Or when Peterman thought that Elaine's name was Susan or
Yeah.
Susie, and
Susie.
she orchestrated that whole. This is a Susie issue, not an Elaine issue.
So maybe that is. Maybe these people don't exist. They're just in his mind.
Yes.
We did hear a girl, so we knew he was in with a girl at least.
He was
so
in
we
the
knew
girl
that, yeah,
apparently
we
at
knew,
one point.
we knew
but
that
when he was
yeah.
in the pool, he was soft. That's
Yeah,
the impression I got.
He was happy we called him because he was drunk and
Yeah, apparently
but-
we're the one who gave him the erection.
wow.
That's what I got.
Maybe that's
He's
why he
like,
got
I
off the
couldn't fuck
phone.
her in
Maybe
the pool,
Nickerson
but-
didn't get off the phone.
I
Maybe-
couldn't. That's what I got out of when he said I couldn't fuck her when I was in the pool, and then you guys called, and I was like, so you can fuck her now? Okay,
All right.
thanks.
That's what happens when you're a drunkard. That's what happens when you have a little bit too
We
much.
should probably find out the Ustream rules on that. If can, as long as you don't see the fucking, can we hear the fucking? Is that all right?
Well, I think they allow that, right? I mean, it's just it's because it's not visual.
Right.
Yeah, so you could have because you could fake moan and make all that, and you never know. I mean, I don't,
I'm still looking for Dan Nickerson.
Dan or Dana Nickerson. We still don't know because he changed the name midway through.
There's a Dan Nickerson in Manchester, New Hampshire.
But this
Really?
guy's from California, though. I mean, this is supposedly a guy in California. And,
Wait, was it Dan Nickerson though, or was it Mike Jones who's from California?
Because I kept getting confused because it sounded like Nickerson flew from California to Dover, New Hampshire to find Slicko, but Slicko was laughing at him because he was in Florida.
Right, right.
So it was getting a little confusing. And as the Dan Nickerson you found, is he a homosexual? Because that looks like he might be.
It really does.
So maybe. And then again, allegedly, because if there could be a Dan
Allegedly.
Nickerson in Manchester listening to us right now, I just
Yes.
want to make sure. Allegedly, I'm not saying that Dan Nickerson. But is there? But then he changed it to Dana. That's why I'm confused.
I did hear Dana at one point.
It sounded like he was saying Dana Nickerson. I really don't know.
Revere High.
But
Revere,
supposedly.
that would make
There's
sense.
actually quite a few already within just the.
But he's
New
a
Hampshire.
rapper and he does a lot of Slicko stuff on Reverb Nation. Supposedly is what Slicko
There's
was
one
saying.
who's listed as a professional gambler.
Well, that could be Nickerson. It sounds like Nickerson.
Nickerson. Did you get me the Nickerson file?
It sounds like Nickerson. Nickerson had an addiction to gambling, so that does sound like him.
Did he say that? Did Slicko say that?
What?
That-
Say what?
No, I'm saying I'm starting that up. That Nickerson has a gambling addiction.
Oh.
Because
Allegedly.
that's why he's Nickerson rich. You know, he's not Slicko rich.
He's got that
Yes.
Nickerson money.
He's got Nickerson money because he spends it all on gambling. Gambling and KFC. That's what it is. But Slicko's always enjoyable. I mean, there was that one time where it was just you and I, Chris, in your apartment, and we had to call him, and that was when we found out he was homeless and he was filming pornos, and that was kind of depressing and not really good radio. But Slicko is entertaining.
When he's on, he is entertaining.
Yes, he is entertaining.
Was that when he brought up the porno?
He was talking about no. Prior to that, we had an episode where he was filming a porno, and then he got into a whole
Yes, you're right. I'm sorry.
Thing,
Got the timeline about that.
because they wanted to find every television in the state of New Hampshire that people were throwing away because he wanted to do a music video with all these old tube televisions because that's never been done before.
Never.
Having tube
I've
televisions
never seen such
and
a thing.
smashing the tube televisions in the music video, and he said that was going to be
Creative.
he was being very creative, and at that time he was talking about this porno that they were doing and they were in the middle of filming. And then the call after we had with him is when he said he was homeless and that he was like living on the streets or randomly people were letting him in and none of that made sense. So I'm just wondering if he's in his own world, if he
Sounds
creates
like
his own realities.
He created Dan
You know?
Nickerson.
I think so. I think Nickerson is not exist. I think he didn't even think that was Nickerson on the phone. I think he thought that was his own mind. Like it was his own mind.
Wow, he's gotten that far, huh?
He's gotten that far. He probably was fighting with himself. I bet you the girlfriend probably basically said, it's like, oh, I don't want to see you get into it with Nickerson anymore because she knows he's got an issue.
I can't believe how many Nickersons there are.
Nickerson's a common name.
Is
it?
it?
Sounds like Nickerson, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds
To
like
me,
one
it
of those
just sounds
common
like
names.
something that writers came up with.
It's Nickerson. Isn't that the guy in 50 Shades of Grey? Isn't that Nickerson? Isn't that the guy? Isn't he?
His name is Nick R. Son.
Nick R. Son. Isn't that guy in that wonderful book that everybody's reading, the mommy porn that everybody's reading?
So once again, we have a couple of people who have logged in as guests in the chat room, but they're not chatting with
Well,
us.
I know one of them's probably Nickerson, and one of them could be Slicko.
It's true.
Slicko
Maybe
could be
they're
thinking
fighting
we're
it out in
talking
private chat.
Slicko could be thinking that we're talking bad about him, but we're really talking about Nickerson because
Can you
Nickerson's a
still
bad
do
guy.
that?
Private
yeah,
chat?
Private chat. I can do that.
You can't do private chat on the Ustream chat, can you?
Yes, you can.
You can. You can private chat.
I'll just private chat you.
Oh, I didn't get it.
Do you have to switch over to private chat?
Oh, there it is. I see it. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't really.
Hey, sugar tits.
Wow. Wow. That's
Just closing out now.
my computer keeps doing some weird things.
That's what happens with when Matt and Scott are in the chat room together, the ambiguously gay duo.
Do they go into private chat?
I guarantee.
Are they hooking up via the chat room and because Scott won't come out officially. He doesn't come
Not
out.
to you guys, no.
He doesn't come out officially, but he did have when he was on last time. He did have some couple of girls that were listening, and he was getting a little gay, and I felt that just a little bit gay, just a little
bit fagula.
So I'm just wondering if he's finally.
Oh,
gonna
Matt says
come out.
we just chat for all to see. So
okay.
they keep it public.
Keep it public, okay.
That disgusting lifestyle of theirs.
Because I wonder because sometimes there are people that you have the theory was when you had like in high school or college you had the jocks that were always like, oh, look at those fat, like the real like the jocks that were always the ones that were anti-gay, the ones that were anti-gay, and then they turned out to be the ones that were kind of like the gay men.
Oh yeah,
because they were the ones that would blatantly just yell and scream about how they hate homosexuals, and then they would be the ones that would be hanging out with Glenn Ouellette.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the that's usually what happens. And I was just wondering if Scott, but Scott maybe is doing the other thing where he's trying to trick everybody by talking like he is gay, yet being a straight man. Is he really just kind of outing himself in the new? Because that's the new.
I don't know.
fad.
We'd have to have him come out.
Because he could be one of the people.
Come to the
that are
show.
The guests that are listening right now. So I mean, he could be one of those. So.
TSA Scott, thesirenagency.com.
Thesirenagency.com.
The Siren Agency.
Is that in the rankings again, or is that still that still low?
It's been fighting with Shadows of the Night for 1 and 2 spots. So Siren Agency is number 1.
Wow.
Shadows of the Night number 2. Verbal Ejaculation number 5. We are beating
Number
Retro
5.
Spectrum.
And we're beating Matt Connor and Unleashed?
Yes.
Wow.
You are.
Wow.
Sorry, Matt.
What else are we beating? Well, we're beating.
We're beating Rock, Paper, Hand Grenades, Mind Shifters Radio, and
How are we beating Local Outbreak?
Well, there hasn't been a new episode in a while because we've been on hiatus.
Ah,
We actually just taped a new episode and we're back in the groove, so it'll be up soon. We have a new studio that we're doing that show at.
new studio for Local Outbreak.
Front Porch Productions in Tilton, New Hampshire.
In Tilton, New
John
Hampshire?
Littlefield is our new engineer.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Is that closer than where you had been?
No.
Oh.
No, not really. We were doing it right at the Planet for a while.
And that was right in Plymouth, wasn't it?
In,
that was a little,
Yeah, well, Franklin is where
Yeah.
the studio is. The tower's in Plymouth.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Now we're up to 3 guests.
3 guests.
Wow.
Three guests.
Holy
Long
shit!
show.
Welcome to Verbal
It's-
Ejaculation.
you know what I think? What it is? I
If
think
you missed our riveting interview with Slicko earlier,
Slicko and Dana Nickerson.
stay tuned for the
You know.
the repeat of.
The repeat
Verbal
makes it sound like
ejaculation.
it plays right after it. After the
It
show.
does, yeah. The
Just
rerun,
continues the
the
rerun.
repeat.
Tune in to Nick at Night and get the repeats
Yeah.
of Verbal Ejaculation episode, whatever we are at
Be
right now.
Nickerson at night.
Yes.
That's
Just
just
I think we've killed the dead horse of.
every time we interview him, he mentions like 14 people in a phone
Yeah,
conversation
he
that I've
does.
never heard of.
He's a name dropper that drops names that nobody
Yeah.
on the face of the earth but Slicko really.
that nobody
Apart
would
from the
pick
occasional
up.
rapper, I mean, there are some rappers that he'll name that were local rappers that have been getting airplay. And I got lost in the conversation somewhere too because it sounded like he was accusing Matt here of playing some rapper that he has a rival or a beef with.
I think it was Nickerson's music.
Well, J Dot.
Well, J Dot and him
Of
are
course they
friends
made
now.
up now,
Yeah,
but-
but there was somebody else that sounded like other than him that he was saying was on IPM. That,
Perhaps.
that he was a little upset with. But
Was it
you know.
Amanda McCarthy?
It was Amanda McCarthy that he's upset with because she does compete with that demographic.
Yes.
Broken Hell.
I noticed there's the Chemical Distance is
Chemical
in the charts.
Distance is number
Yes.
10.
Yes.
Is that a new track by Chemical or no?
No.
Carnival?
Carnival.
So, okay. So is there anything new coming from Chemical Distance?
There may be. I spoke with Otto about that recently.
Mhm.
There may be something new coming.
Excellent.
Because I've seen some really and these are probably old and outdated, but I was looking at the YouTube the other day and I saw some really well produced fan made music videos or whatever for Chemical Distance for a couple of the songs.
Yeah, there's a couple of them.
that,
There's
uh,
one for a remix of Red Queen's Race
Yeah.
that this guy, I forget what country he's from.
But it was funny because I'm looking at the footage that they're using, and I was like, "Hey, I think I was at that show. It looks like it was at at the Bike Week or whatever it was at the Outside Cafe. One of them had footage from one of those shows
Oh,
when you
okay.
guys did
Yep.
that, and he had a whole bunch of different like New Hampshire symbolism in it and everything, and it was actually a really well made, fan produced. I don't know if it became an official music video because
No.
it was, but it was a really, it was a well done video that had footage from the actual, from that Bike Week, whatever year that was, that Bike Week was that you guys had that show. But I was thinking to
2011.
myself, was that? It wasn't last year.
Had to be.
That show?
Yeah, excuse me.
I thought it was at least a couple years.
No.
Prior to that, when you did that outdoor show at the coffee place
I don't
there.
think. Oh, maybe.
I thought that might have been 09 or 10.
Maybe it was 2010. It definitely wasn't 09.
Yeah. 2010, I would have.
Oh, well, maybe, yeah.
thinking.
Hmm.
But
might be
the very well done video that he did, and I was like, and it made me think. I'm like, wait, I haven't heard anything new from Chemical Distance, and I was just wondering.
Come to think of it, we haven't done like an IPM Nation sponsored event in a while either.
No.
as many
we're
things going on with
slackers.
that, slacking, yeah. Hasn't been any real talent out there because Nickerson took them all away.
Nickerson,
That's what
that's what I heard.
Bastard.
Well, that Nickerson,
Nickerson took all our talent away.
Dan.
between him and Lee Bush, they just ruined everything.
They did, and
Did we ever find out did we ever find out about Lee Bush?
Lee Bush?
Yeah, we did. He's a child molester.
Allegedly,
Allegedly.
because we can't, we don't want to have people, contacting us saying, "Hey, I know Lee Bush, and I know for
Right.
a fact he's not a."
And how old are you? 10.
You
Okay.
know, like, Lee Bush is my scout leader, and he's
Lee
never
Bush
done
asked me
anything
to
to
call
me.
you.
He's never done anything to me, so that. But that also like the Jinx. Anything ever going to come up with the Jinx, Matt? All these bands you're in. What's
We have nothing planned.
no, you should get back in touch and get the jigs back.
Oh, we jam. We jam once a month, but
Yeah.
we have nothing planned.
You know, there should be like another Jinxed reunion.
I agree.
It's been a while. I've been jonesing for some Jinxed, actually. And when I was at the Jesus Fest for the last couple of days here, I was thinking, this would be a great venue for the Jinxed. I'm just thinking in between all these acts.
Speaking of the devil, TSA Scott is in the chat
TSA
room.
Scott has gone into the chat room.
Why do we have a moderator?
We have a moderator in the chat now. Are we? Did we do something against?
Did somebody
Moderator?
Yeah, we have a moderator. The Ustream bot is in the chat room now. Like, did we do something that was offensive?
certainly we
does
did it.
does
The three of
Nickerson
us
work
did.
for Ustream? Is that maybe what happened? But
That's weird.
Yeah.
I've never seen a Ustream bot come in as a moderator. So is it because there was too many censored words? in the thing?
Scott apologizes for not being here tonight. He's been busy with the TSA stuff. That's perfectly all right, Scott. We're glad to have you on Roulette at Large Gone Global on Friday evening. But if anybody's interested in promoting bands or doing some shows, get in touch with thesirenagency.com. Our good friend Scott Perry. He'll be able to set you up. I'm still, this Ustream bot is like...
It kind of bothers me because it's like I've never seen this before.
Yeah,
Does
I've
that
never
mean
seen that before.
Does that mean Ustream is actually monitoring the show
Is
right
it
now?
because
as
we
well, or
have like more people in the chat room than we've had previously?
maybe they come on automatically, like when you have like multiple people.
Say
that are
something,
in-
Ustream bot. Say
Yes.
something.
Well, I'm going to ask Ustream bot a question. I'm going to say, like, I'm going to go in. I'm going to ask if the Ustream bot even acknowledges this, and see what happens. And I'm going to be very raunchy with it. I'll just say, hey, F you, Ustream bot, and see what they do. See if they shut us down. Let's just see.
Ustream bot commands.
Is it something you can do? I don't know. I just said hello to the Ustream bot, so I don't.
Oh, wait,
we'll
here
see.
it goes. Frequently
Yeah.
asked questions. The Ustream bot automatically joins channels when they have a specified number of users
Oh, okay.
and parts when there is less than that number of users for several minutes. The number
Huh.
changes based on the current server load. So you don't need to do anything to make it join.
Oh, okay. Just automatically just comes up when you have. Wow.
8 now on.
There's our Ustream bot right there.
I think it was. I
The
think you know what?
handsome
I
Glenn
think
RJ
Glenn
Gillette.
is logged in as Ustream bot just to make us think something's going on. I think that's what he's trying to
Well,
do.
we've got the QC News broadcaster, the 5 viewers, which is technically 4 of us that are here right
Three
now.
guests that are
Three
that
guests.
are logged in or listening. So Ustream bot.
I
Of
know
course,
IPM Nation keeps going in and out because Matt's checking other websites. Next week, you guys.
so Scott is inviting
Oh,
himself
okay.
and his partner to be here at the show.
Oh,
Is what it
Taylor
sounds like.
Vegas, his TSA partner, Taylor
Oh,
Vegas.
that'll be exciting.
Met him on Friday. Very nice guy. So yeah, looking forward to that. So next Sunday, stay tuned for the Siren Agency boys. Scott and Taylor will be visiting us here. at
The
Verbal
number one show
Ejaculation.
on IBM, right?
Yeah,
Or-
the Siren
so-
Agency podcast.
So the number one podcast ease, I guess, is
Yep.
what we could say. Will be here next week. That's exciting news, and
Now I feel guilty. All these people are logging in.
and
I don't wanna end the show.
hopefully Scott will have clothing on when he
Well,
comes
he
in.
has clothing
He
on,
won't
and
be showing
when he pulled down his shorts, he was wearing briefs. So.
yes, he wasn't. Yes, he wasn't being offensive.
He wasn't freeballing it.
Nope, he wasn't doing anything.
Not like our engineer.
No, he doesn't do that. I thought that was a. There's actually I just got directions on how to remove the bot, so we can actually get rid of the bot if we don't.
Oh,
want
so
the bot.
is that one of the guests who isn't
That's one of the guests
logged
that's on,
into the chat room?
It's like it's
Where's it? And where's
basically-
Anastasia Beaverhausen? We had Anastasia Beaverhausen.
Anastasia
last week.
Beaverhausen did not log in tonight, or maybe Anastasia Beaverhausen's being very coy and quiet.
Being
but,
shy, yeah.
But it says if let's see, so if you've set up the perfect channel on Ustream and you're live on the web sharing your talents, the only problem is the annoying bot that keeps coming into your channel and spamming your viewers with disruptive messages and URLs.
Really?
However, as the broadcaster, you're also a moderator. You can ban users from the channel. So it's telling us to ban the bot to prevent that bot
Excuse me.
from
Sorry.
spamming people.
Huh.
So it says press the pop-out chat link in the upper right side of the screen from your Ustream broadcast window. Press the show users. And then it says right-click the name of the user or bot. Several options appear in the pop-up window. Select kick or ban to remove the user or bot from the channel. So I guess that bot is causing some issues then. So maybe people that are out there are getting crap from the bot.
Scott heard from somebody that the show has been offensive. Well, yeah.
He heard the show has been
But
offensive.
who did you hear it from? Please, do share with us. Who gave you this
Who-
information?
Probably me, because I posted something on Facebook about how tonight's show's been offensive. Everyone tune in.
Everybody's oh okay, so that's what it was. So
So
Scott
now there's a
probably
Paxton
sounded-
88 and a Paxton 88-1. What the hell's going on, Ustream?
Wait a minute, you have two different. There's two Paxton 88s.
Yep.
They've cloned you.
That doesn't
Oh, dear
make any
God.
sense. That's wait a minute.
Oh, because I did the pop out, and then I went back into the regular.
Oh.
Did
and-
you ban the bot? Did you get rid of the
No,
bot?
I couldn't figure it out.
Oh.
Glenn will have to do that actually, because he's the
He's the one.
He's
That's
the moderator.
He's the moderator. Like, yeah, because he would have to go in, and he's the one that has to ban the bot.
And I'm spilling on myself again.
So that always tends to happen, doesn't it?
It does. You make me wet.
That's what it is
make
with
me
your,
so wet,
Canada
dude.
Dry. You like
Oh,
those.
you make
You
me
like those
so
dry
moist.
Canadians.
Oh yeah.
Those dry Canadians. But in
I'm
answer to
gonna
your
rub my
question about
tits all for you.
the vertigo at Soulfest was not as bad.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about vaginas again.
No, I did have some. I did have some stumbling.
Buffalo flavor, Dorito flavor.
You know, I did have some
vaginas.
stumbling, but it wasn't like, and you're yelling at me for going to these events and going to these things, and you know that was a pre-planned.
It's because I
thing,
cared,
you know.
Dan.
But I can understand if I go to a, you know, I if I'm sitting down, it's the getting up after sitting down or getting up after laying down is where the vertigo really kicks in. But I didn't get into any mosh pits or any circle pits or anything like that. But I did learn.
Really?
Did
you just see what logged into the chat room?
Who logged into the chat room? Is there somebody else in the chat room now that just logged in? Is Masterdam just joining us
There
now?
is a Paxton 88 fan.
Oh.
Paxton 88 doesn't have fans.
Paxton 88
Wow.
fan. Wow. So you have Paxton 88, Paxton 88-1, and Paxton 88 fan. Wow.
Is it Glenn? Is Glenn logged into Matt? I'm looking at
Matt
Matt's.
from Leominster.
Read who's coming from.
What do you mean read who it's coming from? It's coming from
Matt's in the chat room as well.
Matt's talking to Paxton 88 fan.
Yes.
Wait a minute.
Well, he's not talking to me because I'm not talking to anybody.
Huh? What?
Somebody had to go out and create a username called Paxton 88 fan. That's
Yes.
Not me.
flattering, I guess. Thank you.
There's somebody listening in that's a Paxton 88 fan.
I would like to know who Paxton 88 fan is because that person must know who Paxton 88 is.
Paxton 88. I am what?
I am Paxton 88 fan. Oh,
But-
because I
but-
said Paxton 88 doesn't have a fan, but this
Yes,
person
yes,
does have a
that-
fan.
I guess.
And who is winking at me?
So somebody's looking at
I
you.
mean Paxton 88.
Is
whoever
this
Paxton-
a stalker? And why is it every time I look over and
I just wanna
see
know.
Glenn typing on a keyboard? What are you
Well-
doing over there, Glenn? What are you doing over there?
See-
Is that a little secret
See, here's the
love?
thing. It's funny. Clearly, I think it's a funny thing that,
Yeah.
or maybe it is somebody who's.
Well, it could be creepy too. in
being
some aspects.
creepy,
It could
yeah.
be very creepy.
But the thing is, if any of my friends watch, I want to know that they're watching.
You
It's
wanna
like,
know,
and then,
right? People are
and-
doing it.
yeah, like Anastasia Beaverhausen last week. I know a few people who would use that because it's Karen Walker's alias on.
Yeah. And you thought it might have been your sister at
Will
one
and Grace,
point,
but
or
it
you
could
thought
have
might
been-
like,
I thought it could have been Stacy.
Yeah.
Could have been Chris Pinn from New Jersey because
Yeah.
they're both Will and Grace fans.
but wouldn't
But
it
this
creep
must
you
be
out?
somebody who knows who Paxton 88 is.
Well, you say every show that you're Paxton 88 though. So
Right.
It's not like
So they actually have to watch the
They
show.
have to
They
watch
can't.
the show.
I haven't said tonight's show. So if it's some random
No.
person tuning in,
no. So it's somebody that knows.
I just don't know why there's no Jackson Dupree fan.
There's no Jackson Dupree fans.
I don't
no.
know what's going on.
Because you have stalkers. That's this person
Oh,
knows you
okay.
very well. So do you think you know who this person is now?
Nope.
No.
Not a clue.
They just know you very
Not
well.
a clue, but they have a terrific sense of humor for coming up with that.
What? They know you very well.
No, that they came up with Paxton 88 fan. Because it's
that,
creeping the hell out of me.
if this person continued on and like after the show was stalking you, then you'd know.
Yeah.
If you had somebody like
If this okay, so if Paxton
Paxton,
88
you
fan
home?
knows Paxton 8 very well,
Mhm.
then that person should text Paxton 88 just to say hi. Wow, it just got silent.
It did. It got silent because they're waiting for the
Yeah.
It's because Glenn's too busy. He's looking it through his Rolodex
Yeah,
for your number.
Glenn's trying to figure out how to.
He's trying to figure out what's his number. What's Chris's number? Hold on. So
Well, we try to be.
You know, we try to get the ratings up. We try to make this show beat Retro Spectrum, which we did.
What
now we got to
fun would
beat
that
another
be?
show. Now we got to pick another dead show that isn't getting any ratings that we want to beat.
Let's see, who else we got? 13 and a half minutes. We can do that.
Like,
That's oh no, that's Kendra's show. I like her.
13 and a half minutes. Is her show really only 13 and a half minutes? Though?
Although we
Did
may
you
really
time
is.
it specifically 13 and a half
Yes.
So
yes.
actually, the conversation we had, because I saw Mansterdam's number 4, they now have Mansterdam.com, and
Yes.
it sounds like they're going to start broadcasting their shows from there. But are they getting that link directly from Ustream, or are they going from IPM Nation to load onto Mansterdam's site so that they can still get ratings, so that they can still be part of the ratings?
Yes, I believe that's the plan.
Okay, good.
Absolutely.
What?
There's a Say Hill now or something in here? I don't understand that one. I don't know about that.
I don't know.
I don't see that at all.
I think that was just somebody who accidentally logged into our site. Like, oh, let's take a look at this, and it's
Oh.
3 guys just sitting there in front of fake plants.
Those are fake.
Those are fake plants.
Well,
Yes.
I'm disappointed.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow. So there was this Say Hill 27 and whoever that was, and they came in and they were like, "Oh, is this that Caribbean Affair show that Glenn hosts late at night on Sundays,
Yeah.
where it's just him by himself?" You know, that's probably what happened. And they were like, "Oh, this isn't Caribbean PI or whatever they thought it was," and you know, but.
Bet you Paxton 88 fan is actually Matt in the chat room, and he just logged in with his phone.
Could be that. Could be that.
Or it could be Glenn.
Could be Glenn. It's not Glenn because I actually physically saw Glenn not touching a keyboard at the time. That there was
Is he
something-
touching himself again?
He was touching something. It looked long, black, and hard, and rounded. And, and
He's
you
talking
had some
about a
remote or
Sharpie.
something in your hand. You had some
was a
black thing in your
Sharpie.
hand. I didn't mention it was like a penis. Like you're the one taking it the wrong way. It must be a full moon. Why?
Trust me with censored is not Glenn. I think they must have tried to put in trust me with this, and it came out shit, maybe?
Trust me with this. Why would okay? Maybe the bot. I don't know. This is weird. This is weird stuff. I don't know what's going on. But wouldn't Glenn say that though if it wasn't Glenn? You know what I mean? Like if you're
Yes.
accusing Glenn of being somebody, wouldn't you type it up? No, I'm not Glenn. RJ11.
Yes.
Now-
yes, exactly, yeah.
Now, one question I had for Glenn,
He's
and
denying.
maybe Glenn can answer this, and this is who's RJ, who he does a lot of camera work and
RJ
works
Norton.
with RJ Norton.
Host of the RJ Norton Show, Wednesday,
Host of the RJ
6:45 p.m.
I see RJ Norton out on Elm Street, hanging out, holding the Veterans Against Wars or Veterans Against is he a protester? Because I saw him, you know, on in front of the.
No, I don't think he is, because I see them almost every day, and I have not seen him standing with them
Because
every
this
day.
week, he was holding a sign though. He
Not
was
him.
there with them,
It's somebody else.
and they handed him a sign.
I don't think so.
Because it was him. It was him standing there. Now, they might have been talking to him, and they might have said, "Hey, could you do me a favor, pal? Could you hold this for a second? I need to tie my
It's
shoe."
possible
Here's-
he got there earlier this week.
The response of this is not Glenn with a capital N-O-T.
Mhm.
Now, this person clearly knows who Glenn is, too.
It could be.
Is it somebody from Amsterdam?
They're never up this late
Oh, you never know.
or sober.
Could be. But
They're never sober this late.
it-
I
there's somebody saying it might be Slicko. Is that what
Somebody-
Matt's saying, that it might be Slicko here? I don't know. I don't know. But the no, I'm not trying to say that RJ
I saw him
Norton's a protester.
speaking with one of the protesters earlier.
But at that point, when I walked by him at around noon, he was holding a sign. They actually, so I don't know if they were trying to trick people in when you walk by and just talk to them and ask them what their point is. If they kind of say to you, "Oh, would you hold this for a second, for a minute? I just need to go use the men's room." You know, I'm wondering if they did something like that because when I walked by, he actually had the sign in his hand. So I'm wondering if he actually, this person knows everyone.
It's Mitt Romney.
Mitt Romney is the Paxton 88 fan. You never
I
know.
would be insulted.
Could be. Could
He
be.
knows you.
Oh, see, now Matt in the chat room is worried that
Now Matt thinks he's
Paxton
like,
88
uh-oh.
fan. Yeah.
Uh-oh. So
Is it my biggest fan?
it's somebody who knows everyone. You know, it could be maybe somebody that used to be on our show.
Oh, I was gonna say, is it Sutek?
No, I'm saying it could be somebody that might have been on our show. As
I'm
well.
thinking it could
That's what I'm
potentially be
thinking
that as well.
As
I'm
well,
just-
I'm thinking it could be I'm thinking it could have been a former co-host or cohort of the.
You should,
You know, whatever you want to, you know.
you should dish out that information if you have it.
Dish it out.
Dish it
I
out.
think if that is the person, that person should dish it out. If that's
Yeah.
that's who it is, because I was thinking maybe that's who it was too. Because you know, that would be, you know, somebody who would log in with that cryptic type of name.
Yes,
That it could be.
just to
It
fuck with
could be
me.
just to mess with you and just to have some fun and maybe it is a former has this Paxton 88 fan ever been on any of the IPM Nation shows?
Well, that could be a
You
very
know,
open-ended question.
But it will eliminate some people though, because if this person has ever been on, actually on camera, on microphone, co-hosted a show, like, you know, has this person, you know, ever had any association with doing any promotions with any types of like ghost busting or anything like that? You know, did this person, you know, was this person arrested in ghost jail for the ghost of whatever it was called there, sheriff?
Oh, Sheriff of Ghost Town.
You know, that's who I'm thinking that might be. That would be my theory. I could be wrong, but that, you know, that's somebody that would come in and mess with
Yeah.
you on the air.
Maybe UStreamBot created it,
Maybe that is.
and
maybe.
it's just taken on. Maybe it's a
Maybe
life
that's what.
force
Maybe that's how
taken it on.
UStreamBot spams everybody. They look at it. They look at one of the people in the chat room, and then they say, "Oh, I'm that person's fan."
Yeah.
And then this Paxton 88 fan will start promoting like Bayer aspirin or something. It'll start giving you like, you know,
Innocent.
like, I really have a headache right now, and I'm feeling a little like I don't want to have anything that's going to make me drowsy. I think I'm going to go get 2 Anisons. You know, one of those type of you know.
Anderson?
Anison. You
They
remember
still make
Anison?
it.
It's still in the market. You
Really?
can buy
Yeah.
Anison. It was a little yellow aspirin. Anison.
Huh. Yeah.
Popular in the 70s and 80s.
Little
Really?
yellow difference.
Yes, a little yellow different. That was
Oh,
Anison.
I remember that.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
Anison.
Okay.
But the
I got a packet of them at my desk.
see, Anison actually made, and I haven't seen it recently, but they made a migraine strength, and it was Anison Migraine, and that was when I saw Anison back on the market, and I actually bought it because I suffer from my migraines. And actually, out of all those like aspirins or over the counter that claim their migraine, even though if you look at the ingredients, it's the same strength as like the regular or
Oh,
the extra
really?
strength, but they just put the word migraine on it. The Anison Migraine actually did the trick for me. It actually helped my migraines. All the other migraine ones didn't, but Anison Migraine. And I had never seen real Anison in the stores for the longest time because I thought kind of almost like
Answering the question.
no, it just says nope.
Well,
Yeah.
Matt in the chat room said, "Can we have a clue as to your ID?"
The person saying no, so that's fine. But the and it same thing was like with recently like on the market that never went away was Tab. Tab never went away, but I'm seeing Tab more prevalent. And we actually had a family cookout on the 4th of July where my girlfriend brings a case of Tab to the family cookout.
Newprin was.
Everybody
Yeah,
asked,
yellow
you know,
difference.
everybody asked, is this still in the market? Like, where
Yeah.
did you find Tab?
This is
And
3 or 4 for you, man. Matt.
he's
What's that?
the bottle's empty. He's like
Oh,
pretty
is
much
it?
look at it. It's like a
It
little,
is.
Yeah.
He's been
Yeah.
Wow, it's just
Flush
going
out
right
whatever's
through.
in my throat.
Matt has a very tiny bladder. I would have to say. I think
Got the
that's
VE liquid in there. Right.
the V liquid. That's, you know, it's not Obama urine like you said the Obama water is, but the
Verbal ejaculation liquid.
that's what it is.
Just how well does Paxton 88 fan know Paxton 88?
How
That's
well?
my question.
How well?
Intimately.
Whoa.
Oh, it could be one of
Well, we
those.
gotta
So,
go that
so
far.
it could be, you know. If this person's such a fan, this Paxton 88 fan,
It'd have to be somebody that's not ashamed of their intimate
But
relationship
maybe-
with Paxton 88.
maybe this person can say something in the chat room, give a thing of information that only you would know. You know what I mean? Like one of those type of things. Reveal a secret that only you would know.
I fucking hate you.
You know what I mean? Like one of those things. Like that person could reveal like a hidden
I
secret that
hate
only and you would be able to look and say, hey,
so
wait a minute.
much.
You know, this is who the Paxton 88 fan is. If that person could just release an intimate detail, since this person says they know all of us, but you're obviously using Paxton 88 fan as your name, you're more obsessed with Paxton 88.
You're
You
just
know,
waiting on
I
you.
think this person should please put some type of information, just a word, a phrase, anything that would kind of give a clue to just Paxton 88. Like none of us would know this. Like something that if you really know him intimately, something only
because I'm
only
still not
you
even
know.
sure if this man or woman.
Yep. So if you're not upset, or if you're not obsessed,
Best is a
but-
strong
Yeah,
If
all
he
right.
knows you that well, he's gotta be a man.
Well, it could be a woman.
Well, no, if this person knows me intimately, then yes, it's more likely that it is a
If
man.
you're saying in the biblical sense, you
but if they know
but-
intimate secrets, then it could be either.
Then you did admit tonight that you were actually to.
Oh, that I jerked.
porn.
What,
Yeah.
You mean that I jerked off to straight porn? The
But it
other
was
night?
softcore
Yes, that's
straight porn. It wasn't even real hardcore porn. It was one of those Skinamax.
fine. It was Skinamax,
you know,
where they
you know.
don't eat a girl out; they just nibble on her thigh to make it look like she's eating a girl out.
Do you ever notice in those when you do see those movies though, when they do have the intimate sex scene? Well, everybody knows that. That's you know everybody knows he's got.
Yeah.
That's you know that's well known. You know, he's a small man.
That I'm gonna. All right, so that rules out my sister,
She wouldn't know that, huh?
and at least half the girls I know, but not all of them. That's the sad part.
Uh-oh. But the Skinamax movies, like you're saying, you see that type of oral sex, and you have the woman, you know, the guy is like, you know, by the thigh, like, but the same thing when they have the actual sex scene. You always have like the woman's vagina is up here near like the sternum area, and they're always like bouncing up and down. It's thinking, okay, either this guy is hung like a mule cock, that he doesn't, you know, that she has to be that high up. But they always just have that person in the weirdest positions where you're always, when you watch these films, you're kind of like, how is that really sexy? Because they're not really having sex.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
He's rubbing his dick on her
yeah,
stomach.
it's like, but they're not, it's,
Which
you know,
could be sex.
you know, but I just
There
always
will be
laugh
sex.
because they always have when they're doing
The
it,
guy
that,
from LA.
you think it's Slicko?
The guy from LA.
Guy from
That
LA.
guy from LA.
You know who I'm talking about? We both know him.
Uh-oh.
No.
Oh, you both know him. Uh-oh.
I've never talked to that guy in LA.
No,
Uh-oh.
no, really.
Uh-oh.
Secret's out.
Secret's out.
The secret's out.
Yeah,
Well,
it could still
we'll
be
never-
Dish though. That's the thing.
It could be the dish. It could be.
Oh.
Now you think you know who it is.
So,
You're revealing you're revealing it yourself. You're like,
no, it's just no.
was there somebody else you said tune in?
Somebody recently called me said I had a tight ass, but it couldn't possibly be this person.
Okay. Well, your mother doesn't stay up this late. So, I mean,
Exactly,
that,
that's
you know that she's usually in bed by now.
Yep.
You know, because
Is it an X? Could it be an X?
Oh, could be. I mean, it could be a lot of people.
There's a list of people. There's a laundry list of people. It could be. So it's just
I keep getting guests coming in and out too. I'm enjoying that.
it's weird. I bet because they're probably like, hey, what is this all
What's it-
about? Are we
I
on like another website somewhere where people are clicking the link and not realizing?
I don't
this
know
is
if they are. God
Well,
bless them.
we do also broadcast through QCnews.com, so
Well,
we're
that's
on
right.
that side
News,
as well.
So maybe people are checking out the news and they're like, oh, what's you know,
Let's check out what this-
We're
what
see
this
what's going
guy's
on in
talking about.
Manchester, and whoa, what is this?
What is this?
Check it out.
I just randomly want to check. Hey, there's been a deadly shooting in Wisconsin, but I want to see what's going on in Manchester, New Hampshire.
Yeah, what are these three guys
Let me go
talking
to the
about?
Queen City Examiner website and see what's going on, and Wow, is that like a male version of The View? What is that on there? And they watch for a few minutes.
All right, so this person is modest. They feel like they should leave because the show's become all about. Well, you realize at this time of night,
That's true.
We've run out of topics.
We ran out of
anyway.
topics. You know, we
I was gonna wrap the show up,
kind of
so.
Slicko kind of
Clearly, it's not Slicko because they're.
No.
I am curious to hear just briefly how Soulfest was this year.
Household. You used to be there as a
I used to
promoter
work
of
for the
sorts
promoter,
or whatever.
yeah.
So you would be there and you would help out and
Actually,
are you gonna go take a urine break because
at my third or fourth
the
ginger ale, I have to pee.
I must be the only one with the strongest bladder in this room. 'cause
Well, I
tend to-
did drink an entire
Yeah, but
gallon
I could
of
drink
water.
that too and not have to go to the bathroom.
Really?
Yeah, I could sit there and
That's
down that. I
amazing.
could guzzle that whole thing. Like think about Soulfest. I might have the whole time I was drinking nonstop Gatorade, these things, and water all day. I think I stopped once during the whole weekend to urinate while I was there.
During the whole weekend?
because you're sweating it out. Though.
Well,
Like,
yeah,
you
that's
sweat
true.
it out.
You're out in the heat.
And,
yeah.
and it made me kind of.
Not cool in the mountains?
It wasn't. It was pretty hot up there. It was pretty. But this year it was a little bit less people there, meaning booths and things like that. The caliber of talent, they had a lot of cancellations this year. A lot of
Really?
people had broken down vans and broken down tour buses and broken down so the first night, which I wasn't there the first night because I had to work on Wednesday, so I wasn't there for that day. The Jars of Clay, the guy from Jars of Clay, a well-known Christian band that plays every year there, he had like some type of emergency surgery or something. One of the people in the band, so they had to cancel.
Wow.
So they had to move their schedule around. The next night, I think they had a couple people that canceled. There was one girl that was a Jamie Grace who she got into some type of like she got hurt or something. It was like so it was a lot of different a lot of shifting of schedules.
Yeah.
And I was really the only night I was really excited about was Friday night. So I was more concerned about Friday night because I'm a big Project A6 fan.
Yeah.
And Project A6 was playing Friday night, and also the lead singer Andrew Schwab, who he does a lecture as well. Like he'll do his because he's promoting a new book that's coming out at the end of the month, and so he'll do his kind of lectures. And I really was excited to see that lecture, and I was excited to see Project A6 because out of all the times I've seen Project A6 perform, last year was their best performance they've ever had. And last year they moved that Inside Out stage into a tent
Yeah.
because the stage was broken down. So it was a more intimate performance. So I wanted to see if it was going to be as good as last year. And it was a really good performance. He did a great job. But he bullied it was funny because he bullies the audience. And I don't know if you've ever, when you were working any of the Soulfest, have you ever watched any of the 86 performances?
I saw them. I did
Um,
see them one year. I don't
yeah.
remember though. It was so long ago. I don't remember anything specific about his interaction.
But
with the
he-
audience.
Because their music's very hardcore. It's heavier and not all of it has that Jesus message in it.
Right.
And they did make it through the mainstream. They're on a major label for
They
a
have
while.
a
They're on
secular
Atlantic.
following.
They
Yeah.
have a secular following. They just they were told and convinced years ago that they were going to be the next big thing,
Yeah.
but Atlantic Records didn't really promote them as well. And they went on like one of his books. He talks about going on tour with Queensryche and stuff, and makes some comments. And I asked him about that when we talked on Friday, because one of his chapters is Jeff Tate has halitosis. And it talks about, and I made a comment. I said, is Jeff Tate's breath really that bad? And he made a comment that he had to later on apologize to Jeff Tate because he was writing this book and this passage and this whole chapter. And he goes, when he was writing the book, he was trying to be funny. But he never realized that it actually would affect Jeff Tate in that way,
Right.
that Jeff Tate would actually get pissed at him, that he would
Yeah.
actually be like, hey man, you're ruining my reputation by saying you have bad breath. Like, it wasn't like he was saying Jeff Tate takes it in the ass, or
Right,
Jeff
right.
Tate is, but it was like,
entirely different.
like Jeff
Yeah.
Tate's a crack addict like Nickerson is, it
Right,
wasn't like
right.
that, but
Dan Nickerson.
his lecture was really good, and they have a new album that comes out on the 21st, I believe, and they have the new album there, which is and I think a lot of bands should start doing that. I think bands that are touring should kind of do a pre-release on the tour of their albums if they could, because if you already have it and you're waiting to release it, bring it out on tour with you. You know what I mean? Like, why not?
What do you mean by he bullies the audience? What do you mean?
When during the show, of course, they have their circle pits, they have their mosh pits, and all that. You have people there that are bringing families that, or you have people that may not be wanting to get involved in the mosh pit this year, people with vertigo, that may not want to be in the mosh pit. So you kind of stand off to the back. So you had this big gap. Well, in between every song, he'd be like, okay, I want the people in the back to move 3 steps forward. You know, come on, move. We're at a rock and roll show. Move forward. But he would keep bringing that point up every time. And he would even point out, like, all right, you 3 people with your arms crossed, get over here, get it closer. Like, he was just basically telling, you know, like, kind of the way he was doing it in a joking manner. He wasn't like saying, listen, you little sons of bitches, get into this crowd. He would just jokingly say, I want everybody to move in, move in, move in. Are you afraid you're going to get...
children of God.
Yes, listen, you know, listen, you damn Christians, you know. But it was just funny because, you know, we were kind of standing off to the back because I've been up front in those shows. I wanted to play it safe this year. And my sister-in-law had never seen them live, and she knows her son, it's one of his all-time favorite bands. Yeah. And so she decided to go see, she saw his lecture and she decided to see it. So she came and stood with me and the girlfriend, and she was like, she didn't want to get really into it. But during the show, people started pushing and moshing, and they pushed my sister-in-law. Yeah. She does not stand for shit from anybody. Right. This guy, muscular guy, kind of pushed my sister-in-law. She turned around, pushed the guy back, and said, what do you think you're doing? And the guy said, well, you're at a rock and roll show. And she's like, yeah, I'm not a dude. She was like, you know, like,
good for her.
Well, she does. She'll sit there and stand up. And throughout her, you know, she's been going to Soulfest since day one. And she brought the 2 kids to Soulfest when they got old enough. Like, you know, even as children, she'd bring them to these shows. But she always had that protective mother with her 2 children type of thing. And she'd know if there was some, you know, because when they were at Loon, the security wasn't as tight as it is now at Gunstock. Because Loon, they would get a little crazy in some shows, and they'd have some pushing and stuff, she was saying. But she was kind of reflecting on the fact that, and it was funny, too, because Sam, my nephew, he's 20 now. He's an older, you know, he's older.
So old.
So he
I better take advantage of it soon.
But he goes, you know, he's right up front row for this show, and she comes and sees us. She's asked me where Sam is.
Is Pat
maybe
Sam?
It could be Sam. You never know. But she was funny because she kept asking me before the show started, well, where's Sam? I'm like, well, he's right up front. Well, is there anybody with him? And I'm like, Sam's pretty jacked. He can take care of himself. You know, you don't need to have, like, you know, he doesn't need his mother to protect him anymore. You know, it was just kind of cute and yet funny at the same time. But he did. Andrew Schwab just does kind of bullies. He bullied the audience into getting everybody more closer and intimate, in a funny manner. And it was just, and they put on a great show. They did well. Toby Mac was there that night. A lot of people cringe that I like Toby Mac. I actually like Toby Mac because he puts on a great show, and I was always a lover of DC Talk. But he put on a great show and had a lot of energy and everything. But the Five Iron Frenzy had their big like reunion there because they broke up 10 years ago now or however long ago it was. And I know you were saying off camera last week that you weren't a fan of theirs because they said a lot of like homophobic things, or they'd say a lot of like joking.
The lead singer was
like he would say stuff that was like, well, this time they opened the show, he came out dressed in full Freddie Mercury from the Wimbledon, like he had like the whole white jumpsuit, he had a yellow jacket, he had a fake mustache, and he came out as Freddie Mercury for the first like 3 songs, which was pretty amusing. And then he changed and everything like that, and he didn't say anything, like he didn't really preach anything that was, you know, any homophobic words or anything like that. Nothing like that. He was just, they were being funny. They made comments like, this next song isn't about how much we hate America, it's about how we hate Americans and stuff like that. Like he'd make comments like that in between each song, trying to joke and with the audience saying, you're not going to like this song, you're not going to like that song. And it was a real fun, energetic performance. But another group that I really enjoyed was the Family Force 5, which I think they've kind of crossed over in the secular world a little bit too, because they've had some people that have you know, liked them. The lead singer from that band came out in a giant gerbil ball over the audience. The audience carried him around, but the new fad this year that we noticed was the bands a lot of bands were wearing their shirts
Yeah.
on stage. Like they'd come out wearing their T-shirts of the band.
Huh.
Same thing. Family Force 5 all had Family Force 5 T-shirts on, the exact same shirt. This a group called Rapture Ruckus. All three members of Rapture Ruckus were wearing Rapture Ruckus T-shirts, and it was just kind of seemed like it just seemed like to be an ongoing thing that Sam and I were talking about. Like every time we'd go and see these bands, the bands would have their own shirt on, and they would kind of almost be like matching shirts. And we were kind of like Fireflight was another band that had Fireflight shirts on there, and we were wondering if that was like the ongoing theme now that every band had to wear their shirt.
Yeah.
You know, to kind of, but it it wasn't as big as I thought it was going to be, and there wasn't there, as I said, there was a lot of shifting of times, and the last night was a very last night was like probably the biggest crowd they had because of the fact that it was Saturday, and you know they're usually more crowded on Saturday, but I see every year the amount of booze and the amount of like there was more food vendors this year, but the actual like people that are sitting there with their lit and stuff, you know, like those people, they weren't as prevalent as they used to be, because you used to have like tents upon tents of people that would be like, oh, I want to talk about this, or I want to talk about, like, you still had your anti-abortion people, you still had your you know, your the To Write Love on Your Arm people, and the people that are always there every year, but it just it was weird. It's weird just watching the festival itself kind of, because of the economy, dwindle down to the amount. But they're gonna have it again next year, and who knows like how many like big names in that, because they didn't, to me this year, I mean, you had Switchfoot that was there that put on a great performance as well, and they've crossed over to the secular world. So you had some people coming in, but this was one of the first years that there wasn't as many secular people coming into the concert as previously, because when you had like As I Lay Dying and other bands like you had a lot of secular people that would come in. This year I didn't see that influx of people.
POD used to bring that crowd.
Yeah, POD would be, because that was another band that made it mainstream.
Yeah.
And but I was just surprised, because I think when Project 86 was there, usually you do have a big secular group of people that came in for Project 86, but this year I think it was a lot more of just the Soul Festi people that were there.
You said no Newsboys this year?
No Newsboys. Newsboys has been there for a couple of years. Of course, Newsboys has gone through so many different changes.
Yeah.
They had the lead, one of the lead singers, former lead singers, and one of the other members kind of did a thing together. Phil Joel and Peter Furro, they did a thing together, but there wasn't like wasn't any of those names out there. There wasn't like a Newsboys. I mean, your big act last night opposite Five Iron Frenzy was Casting Crowns. And you know, that's somebody that doesn't cross over to the secular world, of course, but it's like the so it wasn't like they had a huge, like the people on their revival stage, it wasn't like they had a huge amount of big name acts, except for Switchfoot, and Toby Mac is still pretty big in that world.
Right.
In that world, he hasn't crossed over as much as DC Talk did, but it was good. I mean, I enjoy it. I took it easy. I didn't go to a lot of bands this year. I kind of spent a lot of time just kind of relaxing and not really, you know, trying to, again, with the vertigo, I was trying to stay away from doing anything really, like I wasn't on the zip lines. I didn't do stuff like that. I didn't do crazy things while I was suffering from the vertigo. But I just, I was a little disappointed with the lineup this year, because I wanted more. I wanted more of the heavier stuff to be there, because they've had the Scream the Praetors, and they've had like the heavier stuff there, and I think a lot of the people that run the actual concerts there, they don't like bringing in that crowd. Yeah. So they try to tone it down a little bit, and they've kind of changed it up a little bit, and I think that's what it is, because you have a lot of people that are afraid of the metalheads. But I was surprised. I did see a guy walking around with a Misfits jacket that had about 4 patches on it that said "Fuck you, world," and "Fuck this," and they didn't kick him out, which I was surprised, because
Jerry Only, I think, is it Jerry Only who's like declared himself a Born again Christian.
As Jerry Only, I didn't hear anything about Jerry Only, but I was surprised because they were at the 5 Iron Frenzy show last night, and the guy was walking around, and years past people have yelled at Sam not wearing a shirt, things
Right.
like that.
Yeah.
I was surprised this guy was able to walk around with a
Did you get
jacket.
pictures?
There's many pictures of my nephew with shirtless. He posts them himself on
I
his
know.
Facebook page. You're friends with him on Facebook.
Yes,
You
I am.
know. You use those pictures. You know you do. And it's, and he's okay.
They come
with
in
that,
handy.
So
Pun intended.
yes. But anyway, I got burned.
Yeah, you look a little red.
My legs got burned. My arms are tanner, but I got burned. So
Yeah, Jerry Only is a Christian.
Jerry Only has come out because I thought the Misfits recently released a newer album. So I wonder if are they doing what ICP did, since we earlier talked about the Juggalos all being child molesters and everything. Because when ICP put out their Christian album, is the Misfits trying to do that? Are they gonna put out a Christian album and then turn around and say, "Oh, we're joking," or "Oh, our whole,"
I don't know.
Because Glenn Danzig, what's funny, Glenn Danzig, who was in the Misfits, was a Satanist. So that's why I was thinking that it kind of,
Yeah, well, I think Jerry Only said that he wasn't a fan of Danzig because of that.
because of that. So
That's why they had no desire to work together again.
is that what it was? They
Because he doesn't agree with Danzig's.
They didn't agree with Danzig's religious beliefs or his attitude or
Most of those guys who project that in their music, it's just for show.
Yeah.
I don't think Glenn Danzig.
Like, is
literally
Glenn
worships
Danzig
Satan.
really sitting there worshiping Satan, or is he just trying to make money off of?
Pretty
the,
unlikely. Yeah.
I know we're gonna wrap the show, but I remember a mutual old friend of ours that Jamie Cross.
Yes.
He actually had given me Danzig's first album when it came out as a gift for Christmas one year, or whatever it was, and it was like he gave me Danzig. And I loved the album. I thought the album was great because it was a really heavy album, and early Danzig was great. And I remember my brother seeing the album and getting offended that I had this Danzig album and asking me why I had that type of trash music. Why was I listening to satanic music?
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's not satanic. It's not like it. I don't remember anything really being that satanic on that album. It wasn't like he was saying worship Satan. But it was just funny, like, my brother was just kind of like, should you really be going down this dark path and listening to Danzig? And I just kind of looked at him and I'm like, what do you even know about Danzig?
Yeah.
Like, just because the cover looked sinister and everything. And I mean, yet it was okay to have Motley Crue Shout at the Devil with the pentagram on it.
Right.
Like, it was okay that I owned that album. It was fine. But for some reason,
It's all harmless.
yeah, it was all harmless. And of course, my brother doesn't have that attitude anymore. My brother,
Yeah.
my brother knows it's all. But it was just one of those things where he kind of like, at that point, that was when he started to get into his calling, and that was when he had to take me aside one day and question this book on witchcraft that I owned, and made me trade the book up for a book that he had. It was one of those things where I my brother had kind of left the building, and all of a sudden this like weird creepy minister came into my room. It was that's when I realized that I was like, yeah, my brother's not the same person he used to be, because he came into my room one day when I had this witchcraft book and I wasn't there, and he noticed it on the table.
Yeah.
And it was a goof. Like, I wasn't into witchcraft, but I remember he came in and he came over to the he says to me and he goes, "Do we have a minute to talk? I happen to notice that you had this book here on your tabletop here on the bureau here on it's a witchcraft spell book." And he was like, "Can I make an agreement with you? Can I trade you up for a different book that I think you'd like a lot better?" It was one of these like really cheesy moments where I was like, instead of my brother just being my brother and being like, what is this stupid book
You feel like
reading?
you were trapped in an ABC after school
Like it
special.
was like one of these, and it was one of those things where I wished I had a camera, and I wished because it was one of those things that it was just, you can laugh of it now. And he gave me Hal Lindsey or whatever, like this religious writer that all his things were about, like the world is ending and the world, he hands me that book. He says, "If you mind if I take this book and destroy this book and I will give you a book in return. And my attitude was like, yeah, go ahead. I'll just go buy another copy. You know, I'll go to the bookstore, buy another copy. Yeah, if you want the book, go ahead and take it. It was $3.99. I'll go buy another copy at the bookstore, and I'll read your book from this religion. And it was just funny because it was just kind of like one of those creepy moments of, you know, I noticed that you're wearing a black T-shirt. Would you mind if I trade it up with this T-shirt that's got a cross on it and says "I love Jesus"? You know, it's kind of like those people, you know.
Yeah.
And that he was for that day, at that moment in time, he wasn't my brother. He was like and it was just, and it was so funny. And he was all worried that I was going down that wrong path, that I was going to go into witchcraft. So
Did you?
We as a goof, we tried some of the spells. Like, they didn't do anything. You know, we were goofing off, and it was funny because I was with friends from high school. I was with Phil. I was with people that we went to school with. We bought the book together, and it was one of these things where we were just, oh, let's try this one, see what happens. Ha ha ha. You know, not like we were really like, you know, not like we were really going to become one of the Charmed girls. You know, like, you know.
No, it's swollen.
You know, imagine that. What happens if my brother came in and saw the Swedish penis pump? You know, like, I know she had a Swedish penis pump on top of your head.
Is the Swedish flag a
Can
cross
I trade
anyway?
you for
like,
God?
you know,
What
like,
did you?
listen,
This
would you
crucifix,
mind?
I don't know.
Would you mind if I give you? Yeah, if I give you a crucifix in exchange for
I'll
a
take
Swedish
the
penis
Can I take your anal beads and replace
Yeah.
it with rosary beads?
Yeah, would you mind if I did this? You know,
I take your anal beads and replace them with Folgers crystals.
Yeah, do you mind? We secretly took Glenn Ouellette's anal beads and replaced them with Folgers crystals.
Just
Let's
pretend,
let me know.
pretend you don't notice the difference.
Just
Oh,
to pretend.
excuse me.
All right, you're
Wrapping it up.
yawning. You're yawning.
I'm yawning.
Um,
And there's still discussion going on. Scott apparently had no idea who Paxton 88 is, so. All right. Way to stay up on the curve. Stay ahead of the curve. All right. We're going to wrap up. During the week when we're not here, you can email us at ve@ipmnation.com. You can email us as individually, dan@ipmnation.com, chris@ipmnation.com, matt@ipmnation.com. You can join us on Facebook at Verbal Ejac. You can join the IPM Nation Twitter conversation, IPM Nation. I think that's it. We enjoyed the show thoroughly. As soon as this gets saved, if you did not see the first part where we talked to DJ Slicko,
You need to see that.
yeah, you need to watch that.
to watch it or listen to it.
To Paxton 88 fans, so far that's the best name I've seen in the chat room. Thank you very much for watching. If it's Glenn,
It's not Glenn.
It's not
It's
Glenn.
Glenn.
It's not
Glenn
Glenn.
says it's not
Glenn.
him.
Glenn
Glenn's a
says
very
it's not
honest man.
Glenn. Why would Glenn lie?
and apparently I do something to Scott that got
What's-
censored.
What's new?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I make him cream in his jeans. It's Gene creaming time.
All right.
All right, let's end it on that. So thank you all for tuning in. Stay tuned to QCnews.com and IPMNation.com for all new programming.
He's got a good guest next week.
Who does?
Who does?
I
Matt
do.
Connerton?
Matt
my
Connor's
guest?
got a good
Unleashed.
guest.
Who's my guest on Unleashed?
I'm about 90% sure that Senator Lou Del Santo will show up.
Lou D'Alessandro, New Hampshire State Legislature.
Should possibly be on your show.
Democrat will be
Yeah.
on Unleashed, hopefully.
All right.
On Unleashed.
He's
Matt
pretty sure.
Connerton Unleashed.
But what happens if he doesn't show up and you've just announced he's going to be on there?
I
You're going to
said
get Dana
90%.
Nickerson there
You
instead?
said 90%.
We're gonna get
Either
try
him
and
or
get
Dan Nickerson.
we could try to get Dan Nickerson or Lee Bush.
Adam Spud Shaw is our 8-member
Who is?
musical entertainment on Boulevard.
Adam Shaw? Is that what he's name?
Verbal ejaculation. People who watch verbal ejaculation don't care about your show.
They don't, huh?
You never know.
That's not true because Paxton just said he watches both shows.
Ah.
Oh, Paxton 88 fan says he watches both shows, so that really is Glenn. Then is really who Paxton 88 fan is. So I noticed since Glenn was out here, there was nobody typing as the Paxton 88 fan. So
He makes me Randy. How British are we? All right. Well, we're gonna wrap this up. Okay.
Randy, they won't censor. They'll censor porn.
Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, IPMNation.com, QCnews.com, Matt Connerton Unleashed. He's unleashed! He's unleashed. Friday, 8 p.m., IPM Nation, QC News. It's Who Let It Large, Gone Global. And back again, we'll be here next Sunday, right? No
We've got
plans
the
on-
R.J. Norton live show on Wednesday.
Oh yes.
Nobody cares about RJ Norton show.
No, because I think he's protesting. I think he's veterans
I-
of the war.
I love RJ. I do love
RJ
Norton. The RJ Norton Show, 6:45 p.m. on QCnews.com Wednesdays. So we will say thank you very much for watching, everyone. Thank you for helping us beat Retro Spectrum Radio. Hopefully, we can keep the trend going. And there's a whole lot of conversation going on in the chat room.
Everybody's saying good night to everybody.
So, thank you all for tuning in. We will see you next Sunday. And Glenn, you can take us out.
All right, you're out.